are here at Warrior Stadium at Snow Canyon High School, getting ready to bring you a great game tonight between the Snow Canyon Warriors and the Reds of Cedar City, a game that may have a lot to do with all that stuff at the end of the season, Andy.
Well, Mike, if you do the math, one of these teams is going to finish in 4th place probably. The other is going to finish in 5th place. And that used to be the cutoff line for the playoffs. Not anymore. They're both in the playoffs. It may be the cutoff line, though, on whether or not you get a bye or at least a home playoff game in the upcoming playoffs. But remember, all 22 4A teams are in the playoffs. So it's kind of weird. I don't quite know how to take this game, Mike. I mean, it was almost a do-or-die type contest last year, last 100 years we've been covering sports.
Right.
It's not a do-or-die game, but it is an important game, I think, for the psyche of both these two squads.
You mean back when they wore leather helmets?
Back in the day, yep.
Hey, we appreciate our title sponsor, Holmes Homes. Builds the homes you can call home. Visit Holmes Homes, that's HOLMES, homes.com. See their Utah community locations and floor plans. We certainly appreciate, again, our great sponsors, all that they have do and continue to do for us to bring you some great high school sports. And I just feel like you got to talk about it once again because that's the way it is. We're talking about the RPI, and tonight I guess we could say we have the number 12th seed and number 14th seed going head-to-head here tonight. And to your point, Andy, and we have seen this, when you win a game, you could go up several spots because there's all those factors that go in and how that helps you get up, Or you may lose the game, as some have done, and you don't hardly drop at all. I mean,
you mean like Dixie last week?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it was quite kind of the buzz on Twitter last week after the game when Pineview beat Dixie, and Pineview still ended up below Dixie in the ranking. Dixie went from 2 to 4. Pineview only went from 7 to 6.
Right.
So even though Pineview just won, Dixie was still ahead of them. And, some people, purists of the RPI system, will say, hey, that it doesn't matter. All that matters is, the strength of opponents and things like that. But it still kind of grates at the traditionalists like you and I to say, wait, these guys beat them. We saw it in the very first RPI where Skyview, I think Skyview had beaten, I want to say Mountain Crest or something like that, but was still below them in the rankings. Now we see it in Region 9 where Pineview had beat Dixie, but still below them in the rankings. We have to have faith it'll all sort out, but still, it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, and you're right. We do have to have faith, and at the same time, I'm thinking, do you know how many weeks are left in the season?
Well, after today, one.
That's right. So, there's not a lot that's going to change those RPIs, but in any event, we're glad you are with us here tonight. They have all the senior athletes out there on the field. It's senior night here for Snow Canyon High School. And we're excited to be here. Should be a really good game. I think I'll kind of want to jump right into it. We talked with the coaches. We'll get some keys to the game brought to you by Camping World. Your 2019 adventure awaits you at Camping World in St. George. Actually, it was kind of funny. Andy and I walked out on the field, and we're standing in the middle of the field. We're looking across going, where are all the coaches? So we walked over to the other side there, and we had to ask, so where's your coach? He goes, turn around. So we turned around. There was both coaches, right, where we had been.
Yeah, they followed us.
In the middle of the field. We went out and chatted with them for a while, but, Andy, we kind of forced them apart so we could chat with them. And you talked with Cedar's coach. Let's talk a little bit about what he had to say, maybe some of the keys from his point of view.
Yeah, and I'll say this. To me, these are two of the real good guys in the region, Mike Esplin and Josh Bennett. Always positive attitude. They understand their job is more than about winning football games. It's about molding young men, and I'm really very impressed by both those. I call them young men because they're younger than me, and you can call them really young men because they're really younger than you.
Kids.
Yeah, exactly. But and talking with Coach Bennett, he said, the thing about it that is surprising to him this season is they have one extraordinary athlete. They have a bunch of good athletes, but they have one extraordinary athlete in Colby Meek. He said, week after week, we game plan for the idea that they're going to double and triple team Colby. And he said, quite frankly, the doubles and triples haven't come this year. We don't know why. And so Colby Meek just keeps getting 300-yard nights and scoring 4 touchdowns a game and stuff. And so he said he really, really believes Snow Canyon is going to do whatever they can to stop Colby Meek. And he says he feels like maybe one of the big keys to this game, and again, the keys to the game brought to you by Camping World of St. George, is someone else stepping up when they do double and triple team Colby Meek. He said Colby's still going to get his yards, double, triple, doesn't matter. He's going to get them, but we need someone else to step up, whether it's Jaron Garrett at the quarterback, whether it's the Esplin kid, number 8, maybe Teague Speakman, the running back. Somebody else has got to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had a chance to spend a few minutes with Mike Esplin, head coach at Snow Canyon, and just quick before I get to some of his keys and thoughts about it, he obviously recognized the fact. He pointed out a couple of, you've already pointed them out, with Colby Meek, and he goes, that quarterback, Jaron Garrett, he's very impressed with Garrett. He said he's such an athlete. He says, because I asked him, I said, what is a key for you, Coach? And he goes, well, it used to be if you lined up and stopped the run, you beat Cedar. He goes, that ain't happening anymore because of the quarterback. They got a big kid. He is fast. He's got a great arm. He's got great feet. He can do it all. So when it came right down to it, he says, well, he said we have to score more points than they do. Of course, that's coach speak. I knew that was coming. But he said that we have got to control the football game, meaning we can't turn it over. We can't make silly mistakes that, vis-a-vis some really mistimed penalties and different things. And he goes, we got to keep the football on our side. He goes, I know that's pretty normal to football, but he goes, that's what we looked at coming into this game here tonight.
And I really feel like in order to do that, Britton Stone's got to have a good game. He was their feature back the last couple of weeks. Had a great game last week. I think 120 yards or something like that rushing, a couple of touchdowns. They need Britton Stone to find those holes, to read the zone blocking right, and get them some yards so they can control the ball and the line of scrimmage.
All right, glad to have you along with us. We're about 7-8 minutes away from the start of tonight's game. Mike McGarry along with Andy Griffin. We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll come back. We'll take a little bit look at some of the matchups going on tonight, get our thoughts as far as what we see as maybe some of the things also that each team is going to have to do to try to pull off this victory here tonight. So we'll be back. More pregame coming up in 1 minute.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
The forest is a whole hidden world of wonders. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back. Mike and Andy with you here at Snow Canyon High School. We really do appreciate all of our great sponsors. And if you get a chance, number one, we love for you to go out and, take their services or buy their products, whatever it takes, and then maybe give them a little thank you very much for making all of this possible. It certainly does, like everything else, take a little money and time to take care of this. Couple of things I wanted to mention, too, and talking with Coach S, I asked him about as far as this point of the season. There's always bumps, there's always bruises, there's always they've had some sickness around. He goes, we're in pretty good shape, and he was real excited. He says, Nowatzki is back. Now, actually, he came back last week, but he said we used him very sparingly. He said we're going to try to insert him and use him a little bit more because he's such an integral part of what we need to do. And then, my mind went blank. Ryan Beathers is dressed, is here, but that'll be an as-needed situation, he told me. He says, we'd love to use him a little bit, but we certainly don't want to rush him back too quick. So everybody else seems to be in pretty good shape as far as Snow Canyon.
Let me throw one last key to the game. Again, Keys to the Game brought to you by Camping World of St. George. Your 2019 adventures start at Camping World in St. George. Find a full retail store at 1500 Hilton Drive or go to campingworldstgeorge.com. Coach Bennett was very concerned about stopping the running game. He said, we have not been good this year against the run. And he said, be honest, that's Snow Canyon's strength right now. So basically, we're looking at our weakness against their strength. He said, we're probably going to have to stack the box, which means a lot of man coverage in the secondary. So that's a really good matchup we're going to watch in this game, Mike, is if Cedar has to bring 8 men in the box, they've got man coverage on those speedy receivers like Austin Anderson and Jace Mendenhall. It could be a feast for Landon Fry.
I was just going to say Mendenhall's probably pretty excited if he heard that, So pretty good stuff here. Once again, we're about 4 or 5 minutes away from kickoff here in tonight's game. Let's talk about Star Watch, brought to you by Stilson Central Vacuums. They've been providing the central vacuums to homeowners, well, for years and years. Check out the innovation, the lineup. Go for a healthier, cleaner home and visit stilsons.com. Your thoughts on that, Ed?
Well, the number one star on the field is going to be a guy by the name of Colby Meek. Colby Meek wears number 3 for Cedar. Mike, we've seen him 2 or 3 times this year. He is a legitimate star. In fact, I think he's a Division I football player if he can get his head on right and really star at the next level and work. And just as I get into that, we've got our national event. So we'll take a 60-second break.
We'll be right back.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
The final couple of strains of our national anthem just winding down here, played by the Snow Canyon Pep Band. Nicely done. Which, okay, a little personal
Mike has a
here.
vested interest in the pep band tonight.
I really my son actually teaches band at a middle school here in the area. And he made arrangements with Mr. Moore of the high school band here to bring over some of his star kids, one of which is my nephew, Jacob. And they're here tonight. And I tell you what, he was so excited, Andy. Here he is. He's a 7th grader. He's playing in a high school pep band. He thought that was pretty cool.
It is pretty darn awesome. And you know what? He's probably blown away by the music at first. But once you kind of get into it, you start to really figure it out. It's I remember at my age, when I was that age, I kind of played up too, and at first I'm like, I'm never going to get this. This stuff is too hard and too fast. And 2 or 3 weeks in, I got it. And I figured it all out.
I'll just take a quick look once again. Star Watch, Stilson Central Vacuum. You mentioned Meeks, and I agree 100%. On the other side, I think Bretton Stone. You said that the coach was a little concerned about the running game. That's the man right there. He has 91 carries, just under 500 yards on the year. He has scored 4 touchdowns. And Landon Fry, the quarterback, does a pretty good job. 49 carries, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns this year as well. So that's probably the 2 main guys. Although Jace Mendenhall, well, you throw it to him, he runs it, he can do it all. But these are, I think Bretton Stone, going back to my point on the Star Watch, I think he could be a real key factor in tonight's game.
Yeah, and listen to these numbers on Colby Meek. He has 43 carries. They use him mainly, sometimes as a pitch guy, but usually he's in the slot and he'll get the jet sweep and stuff. But he has 452 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. That's pretty good. You say, well, yeah, it is. And then you throw in the fact that he has 34 catches for 907 yards and 10 receiving touchdowns, Mike. That gives him nearly 1,400 yards of total offense and 17 touchdowns on the year. Oh, by the way, he threw 2 out of 3 for 50 yards and a touchdown pass, too. Kid does it all.
Nice guy to have on your side of the thing, isn't it there? All right, that's a look at our start here tonight. Again, we appreciate Sky Mountain Golf Course. And, again, we mentioned a couple of the key players tonight for Snow Canyon, Stone, and Mendenhall. Landon Fry is a kid. He's just a junior this year. he kind of went through a baptism of fire, I really believe, last year, and I think he's really stepped up his game, doing really well this year. They maybe need a little help when it comes defensively. They got some guys that have done pretty good. Braxton Hickman, probably the leading tackler. In fact, he's got about 66 tackles, 2 sacks this year for the Warriors.
Both these teams will probably win next week. Cedar finishes with Crimson Cliffs, and Snow Canyon finishes at Canyon View. So a chance to really kind of put something together here in the next couple of weeks if they get a couple of wins in a row. One thing to think about, and we were talking with the coaches about this before the game, Mike, is if you end up in the top 10 and you get a bye in the first round, all of Region 9 is actually buying on the last week of the regular season. That's the 18th of October. And then you would get a bye on the 25th if you're in that top 10. You'd actually go 3 weeks between games from the 11th until the first of, till late October. And that actually doesn't really sound very good to the coaches. They were all kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'd rather be 11 than 10 right now.
They were kind of adamant to me, as a matter of fact. They're saying, no, we do not need that. Maybe a week off, to take care of some of the bumps and bruises, but that's an awfully long time, which I just got to assume that next year, if they keep this RPI thing in the way it's going, that's one of the adjustments they're going to have to make. You take somebody and tell these high school kids, go sit down for 3 weeks.
No, that's not
it
good.
ain't going to work. So
we appreciate St. George Topper, our pregame sponsor, of course, our Star Watch by Stilson Central Vacuums, and our starting lineup tonight brought to you by Sky Mountain Golf Course. Hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course. Call for a tee time for tomorrow, 635-7888.
All right, Warriors will be kicking off tonight. Oh, and I just got to mention this. I love this time of year because the sun actually went down before the game started.
Yeah. Remember last game we did here was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we couldn't even see the whole first quarter.
Yeah.
Staring right into the sun.
All right, Warriors will be kicking off, and the Cedar Reds, 2 deep men back around their own 10-yard line. As we get set to go, thanks for being with us. We appreciate all of our great sponsors. With a foot into the football, high end, over end kick, well into the end zone for a touchback. So they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. So the Reds will start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
And the 2 deep guys were Speakman and Colby Meeks. So that's what you want to do the rest of the game, if you can do it, is kick that thing to the left and into the end zone away from number 3.
Amen. Here we go. Once again, the quarterback for the Cedar Reds is Jaron Garrett, a junior. He has 2,200-plus yards through the air, 17 touchdowns, 8 picks this year for that young man. Out of the gun to start it off, double wide either side. They send a man on the fly. They get it to him. Somebody comes through, hit him, but he was able to get back to about the 20-yard line. I believe the first one there was Mendenhall. Jason Mendenhall got there. Didn't get him, but held him up for his buddy.
Yeah, that was Tanner Esplin on the carry. And pretty good shot at him, but he just couldn't quite make the play, but he had a lot of help coming up.
Right on the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down now, and still 10 yards to go. We are just underway tonight. Beautiful night for football. It has been a little cooler. We are actually a little bit below the averages, and I'm totally okay with that one, absolutely. All right, to the near wing is Meek. Meek split out wide to the near side. Single setback, and they go to Meek. Quick pass to him. He tries to turn the corner. He'll get about 4, maybe 5 yards. Got to mark him out, I think, after a 4-yard gain. That'll set up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
That was basically a running play, Mike. Just a really quick, almost a wide receiver screen out there. He took 2 steps forward, stepped back, and then it was a one-on-one after that. And pretty good effort over there by Cole Warner to make sure he didn't get past him.
Almost, you wanted that a little bit of a test on the defense of
Snow
Canyon. What can you do with this speedy guy
And you want to get number 3 the ball as often as you can.
Amen. Comes in motion, play action, rolling right again as Garrett stops, looks, steps up, throws it over the middle, knocked down on a great defensive play. Nowatzki, boy, they're glad to have that young man back. I'll tell you, he was injured, and he just got back last week. Now it'll be a kicking situation.
If you watch a replay for those on TV, you see Tanner Esplin on the bottom part of the screen. Nobody went with him. He was the play action guy, the guy that they faked the handoff to. Had the quarterback gone left, it would have been a big gain or maybe even a touchdown. Nobody went with Esplin.
I counted the defensive players, 4 on 2 wideouts on that far. You're right, he was all alone.
Tanner Esplin was lonely, but the quarterback never saw him, never looked that way.
Yep. All right, so a kicking situation coming up. Once again, back deep to receive for Snow Canyon. Couple of Cole Warner's back there. And it's going to be touched dead at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, kicked it away. Never really got much height on it.
Yep.
Did get a nice AstroTurf or fake turf roll. What do they call this new turf?
I don't know what to call it
Field
anymore.
turf?
Sure feels nice, I got to tell that.
It's not AstroTurf. I remember the days of the AstroTurf. That was basically carpet on concrete.
Like running on sandpaper, according to a couple of kids. I remember back when they first introduced it, you get out and you got skin peeled off your elbows and knees.
Oh, yeah, I played on it once. It's not pretty.
Here we go. Snow Canyon once again out of the gun. Landon Fry, the quarterback slot, double wide to the near side, single wide left. Fry back, quick pass to the near wing, caught behind the line of scrimmage, gets ahead for about a 3, possibly a 4-yard gain on the carry. Catch, a pretty good job actually by Warner to make anything out of that. He gets almost 5 yards.
Yeah, look right at the end though. We had a Sand Hollow Rock Bowl big hit by Trey Payne. Watch 47 come in here right there. Oh, that wasn't 47. That was actually 53. That's the guy you were talking about in pregame, Mike.
Peyton Murray.
Yeah.
Amen.
Big hit by Murray.
He has 2 sacks this year, and now he has 60 because he came in with 59 tackles. All right, second down, 5 yards to go. Jumping and pretty upset with himself.
Well, we need to get that kid in a thespian class, an acting class, because he jumped off sides and then he went, oh, darn it. And, of course, they're going to call it on you. What you do is you jump up and you start pointing at the other guy.
That's right. He got the penalty, and he will not win the Emmy this year.
That's Sean Sharp. We're going to point him out just because, everybody jumps off sides occasionally, but you've got to really act and pretend like it was the other guy moving at least.
Ball into red territory at the 48-yard line for the Warriors. Now 1st and 10 from the 48. Again, trips to the far side, single wide near side. Again for Landon Fry. Fry back, wants to pass, swing it, pass out. It is complete to Stone. Stone turns the corner, turns it up, gets close to a first down. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. Give you about a yard shy, I believe. That'll bring up second down and 1 yard to go.
Yeah, that was actually a backwards pass. If he doesn't catch that one, it's a live ball. But Stone makes a nice grab, gets around the end, shows a little bit of speed, and gets close to a first down.
Well executed to this point. Warriors back to work again at the 39-yard line. Second down, short yardage to go. Once again, a double wide either side for Snow Canyon. Fry out of the gun. And apparently jumping offsides, I believe, for Cedar City was Charles Cook. Cook's one of their leading tacklers. And that's the second time that they've got a first down via a penalty.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You're raring to go. It's a road game. You're fired up, but you got to, it's all about discipline, Mike, and that's free 5 yards for the second time.
He's a linebacker. He was coming with pressure, but he just simply mistimed. He jumped in there too quick. The ball goes inside the 35 to the 34. 1st and 10 again for the Warriors. Fry back. Play action. Wants to go deep. Airs it out. Got a man out there. If he can catch it. Dive catch at the 2. He got it. Oh, what a reception.
That is one heck of a grab. Was it Mendenhall?
Mendenhall. Yep.
Yeah, Jace Mendenhall. There's 2 of them. Anyway, Jace Mendenhall, I thought the ball was overthrown.
Yeah, for those on TV, watch this one again. It's coming right at you here. He just laid out. Look at that. Beautiful concentration. So it's 1st and goal.
Got his hand under the ball, didn't let it move around as he hit the turf. That's a great play by Mendenhall.
So it's 1st and goal for the Warriors, trying to strike first here. 8.5 minutes to go, quarter number 1 on the one-loss scoreboard. And, boy, miscommunication there. They're going to lose yards, Andy. It's like everybody was standing right there, and it was kind of like, who, what?
Well, Fry turned left. The running back went to his right, so there was no one to hand it to, and you don't know who screwed up on that one. You probably think it's a running back. Watch this right here. Yeah, he went left, and the running back, Stone, went to the right. Oops.
And then 5 white-shirted Reds. Is that right? White-shirted
Reds. Sure.
Right there on the tackle. So a loss of 3. It's now 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Very wide to the far side. Have double wide left, double to the right. Single setback in motion. And it's a keeper by the quarterback. He's in for 6.
Nice. That first move got him some yards. That second move got him pay dirt. That was a beautiful second move by Landon Fry.
Yeah, and I kind of like that play action as well. Pretty good job of they faked it like he was going to give it off to the man in motion on the jet sweep, but he runs it in. So Snow Canyon draws first blood here tonight. They'll try to tack on point number 7.
Yeah, took him just over 4 minutes is all, and they didn't even get the ball first.
That's right. And the kick is up, and it is good. So the Snow Canyon Warriors move up 7-0 on the one-loss scoreboard. Yes?
What's that second move right there?
Baby.
Oh, beautiful.
Kind of left the man grasping air, didn't he? All right, we'll take a 1-minute break. 7:44 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Warriors back in 1.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
The forest is a whole hidden world of wonders. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Hi, welcome back. Again, 7:44 to go here in quarter number 1. 7-0 Warriors. They'll kick off once again. And, okay, he is back there on the right side. I'm looking back there for Colby Meek. And I'm assuming they're going to kick away from him once again.
Speakman's the other deep back. They're both standing at the 5, anticipating a touchback, and that's what they get.
Wow. He dang near hit a field goal. Dropped right in front. So it's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cedar.
Again, tonight, Pineview's over at Hurricane. Canyon View is at Dixie, and Crimson Cliffs and Desert Hills battling at Dixie State University. We'll have some scores for you throughout the evening on our Hearst Ace Hardware scoreboard. So far, I don't have any coming across the wire just yet.
All right, Jaron Garrett, junior quarterback for the Cedar Reds, back with a double wide either side. Now motion is Meek. And they fake the handoff, and Garrett ahead for 10, 11 yards. He gets the first down just over the 30-yard line. And, you know, you kind of.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, Mike, in pregame, is who's going to step up, because everybody's eyes are going to be on number 3. Watch, everybody's looking at 3, and Garrett takes the ball and steps up, gets himself a first down. Who's going to be that second guy, Mike?
We're going to find out. Here he is. Now he's a slot receiver on the near side. And now he goes in motion on that fly sweep. Again, they fake the handoff and come the opposite direction to the other, or to the running back. That's Speakman. Or Brinkerhoff, excuse me. Seth Brinkerhoff, a junior running back. Picked up 3, 2nd down, and 7 yards to go. Just under 7 minutes to go. Quarter number 1 on a beautiful night here in southern Utah. Great football weather. And a big crowd on the near side, and not too bad across the way for the Cedar Red fans. Back, wants to go in the air. Pass is complete for a first down.
Colby White.
Yeah, knocked out of bounds, but White, you know, what I like about White, and I've seen several games that he's played, he's one of these wideouts that gives you the quarterback such a good target. Down, knows where he's at, squares up, makes sure the big target is right there, gets it, and steps out of bounds.
And pretty good arm there by Garrett, because if he only pops that one in there, it's pick 6 going the other way.
Ball at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, Cedar City. Once again, a handoff in the backfield. This time, Brinkerhoff maybe half a yard. That was about it. Bring up 2nd down and long. 6 minutes to go here. Again, our clock and time brought to by Bloomington Country Club, where we hope you've gotten out there with NFL football every Monday night, ESPN 97.7. It's the Monday Night Football Party. Devin Dixon Show, live, all sorts of good food, fun, swim in the pool, great stuff. 2nd and 9 for Cedar. Garrett back. Quick pass to Meek. Meek gets it and is hit immediately. And he might have dove back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe. Actually, it's back to the original line of scrimmage.
Braxton Hickman, Brenton Childs, both are looking for that. You could see them both right on top of Meek as soon as he made the catch. Watch him come flying in here. There they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna face double teams, I think, all night, Mike.
Amen. All right, now it's back to the original line, so it's 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Cedar. They need to get it just into Snow Canyon territory. Back, wants to go to the air. Wings a pass, and it's complete.
I don't think he got the first down, though, Mike. I think it's going to be a half yard short.
I agree with you. I agree. Is it far enough down the field? Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Jack Cook on the catch.
I think
and it's 4th and 1.
I think they'll go for it. They got a couple of guys that they've been able to pound out about a yard. And they're going to go, it looks like. Big first chance right now for the
pretty
defense.
big gamble, Mike, because it's right at midfield.
Right. 4th and a full yard to go. Meek. And the quarterback, Keeby, has the first down and a couple more. Now flags fly. Every guy that had a yellow hanky threw it.
Was there a face mask or something, Mike? Because that was a very, very late flag that came in.
That's my guess. I thought I saw a hand up high on the tackle. Yep.
Yeah, it is a face mask.
That's, boy, tough stuff there. Yeah. You got the first down, you get a tack on the insult to the injury here. So they'll move the ball down all the way to the 31-yard line. So Reds coming back here. They trail 7-0 with 4:25 to go here in the first quarter. Second to the last regular season game.
Dixie Flyers already on the board. Keaton Schweitzer with a 12-yard run. They lead Canyon View 7-0 early first quarter.
Brinkerhoff, the single setback. There you go with a delay handoff, and Brinkerhoff will pick up maybe a yard and a half. He just gets inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I asked Coach Bennett about injuries, and he didn't say anybody was hurt, but so far we've not seen Speakman at running back. It's been Brinkerhoff. We have seen Speakman on kick return, so I'm assuming he's not hurt.
Yeah, maybe they're going to just change things up a little bit. Brinkerhoff, yeah, he's been in there. All right, trips to the near side, and in the middle of that trips is Colby Meek. Let's watch that. Back. Now they go the other way. Swing it fast. Picked off at the 30, the 40, midfield to the 40 at the other end. Trying to sidestep. Can't do it. Quarterback brings him down, but it's all the way down to the 20-yard line. I'm not even sure who got the pick.
Austin
Andy.
Anderson, I believe. Yep, it was Anderson.
He watched, and you'll see it, I think, on the replay for you watching on TV, but he just got in the mind of the quarterback. Now he looks back, sees it, steps right in front.
Remember what I said just a minute ago about lollipopping it in there? He didn't do it earlier. He gunned that thing in there. That one had a little bit of air under it, and Garrett, that's just a big mistake. You cannot softly throw that out there, or else you're going to end up having to make a tackle to save a touchdown.
Reds were moving. Now we quickly all the way down, and we are knocking on the door. The Team Diato red zone again for the Warriors.
By the way, before that interception, Garrett was 5 for 5 passing. Now he's 6 for 6, but one of them went to the other team.
Yeah, wore the wrong color out there. Let's see what happens. They go with a quick handoff, 5 yards, 6 yards, almost up to 9 yards. That's some pretty fancy running back there by Bretton Stone. Good yard, about 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 yards to go. 3:18 to go, quarter number 1.
Yeah, we were talking about what's at stake in this game, and neither one of these teams is going to win the region. They're looking at maybe getting a bye week. I think a statement is at stake here, and I think if Snow Canyon wants to say, look, we belong in the upper echelon of this region, and we're going to prove it right here. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. 2nd down, 2 yards to go in the red zone for the Warriors. Handoff straight ahead, looking for room into the 10, I believe. Inside the 10 should give them a first down and goal to go just inside the 10. So they got to make a touchdown.
Yeah, and Bretton Stone on the carry. They saw it early, but he's just so quick that, he just was able to kind of squeeze between a little hole. But Peyton Murray was on him, but not until he got those 2 yards and a first down.
So the Warriors will try to take a 2-touchdown lead here early in this one. We're still in the first quarter with 2:46 remaining.
The ref was in the Snow Canyon huddle there for a minute. I don't know if someone was having an equipment problem or what, but he's out now, but it was kind of weird.
All right. Double wide either side. In motion. And they go up the middle looking for 6. Got it! Oh, what a run by Brenton Stone. He, right now, Andy, is kind of unstoppable. Put another 6 on the board.
Yeah, he is so quick, and you saw the quick feet. He's not necessarily that fast, although he is fast, but the quickness of the feet, and he was kind of running. Remember Crazy Legs Hurts? He could run as fast sideways as he could forward. You watch on the replay when we see this in a second. Brenton Stone ran half that run sideways.
Wow. All right, they're going to try for point number 14.
Extra points brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology, and the kick is good.
All right, up and through, so it is now 13, make it 14. Nothing. Here's that replay.
Goes sideways right there, and sideways. Yeah, nice run by Stone.
There you go. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Play Eric Amarola's Race Day Mix.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
.241 time remaining, quarter one. Snow Canyon jumps out to a 14-0 lead over the Cedar Reds. Kicking off once again, high end over end, and again it's going to make it in and out of the end zone, so they're effectively keeping it away to the speedster back there. And Cedar will be forced once again to start deep in their own end of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the only bad thing is every once in a while your kicker doesn't quite get it. And because they're not kicking away from Meek, he's going to get maybe perhaps an opportunity to return a kick in this game. By the way, Desert Hills 7-0 over Crimson Cliffs. Wilstead to Mortensen. How many times have we said that this year?
Wow.
And 7-0 Dixie ahead of Canyon View. Don't have a Pine View score yet. Do have a score from up north. It is Skyview all over Logan, 21-0 in the first quarter. Skyview looks like they're the class of that region.
And Logan is not.
They're
having a rough
Not the Riley Nelson Logan that we knew, is it?
Nope, it is not. All right, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Once again, Jaron Garrett. Meek by him, gives it to him, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Snow Canyon Warriors says, no, we got that.
Great penetration on the left side. I don't know if it's a blitz. Let's see if we can see it here. Well, we won't see the D line, but great penetration.
Oh, he dropped
and he
the
actually
football.
fumbled the ball and just had to fall on it, but he had nowhere to go anyway, even if he does hold on to that thing. I love the penetration and effort put out there by number 7 for Snow Canyon. That's Wesley Ta'anu'u.
Yeah, and finally getting the tackle was Carson Hansen. Well, not the tackle, making sure he stayed down.
Closest guy there, yeah.
Yep. All right, 2:05, second down, and now about 16 yards to go. And they run it around the far side. Boy, I thought he was going to go for about another 10. Suddenly was decleated, picked up, and forced backwards. Picked up the loss plus a couple of more out and out of the 22-yard line, but now 3rd and 8 yards to go.
And that was the first carry of the game for Teague Speakman. We were wondering why he wasn't starting, and I don't know if it was a discipline thing or they just went another way, but he is in there now, and he had a pretty good run of about 8 or 10 yards.
Big play right now, 3rd down for the Reds. They got to get something going here. Down to the final minute and a half of quarter one, and they've got the big 0 on their side. At 14-0, quick pass. And it's going to be a pick 6, easy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that was ugly. Out there saying thank you, Cole Warner.
And Warner just dunked it over the goalpost. He might get a penalty, but that was pretty cool.
It's out there. I saw the flag fly. Yeah, what happened is the throw was going to go to Meek. But the pass was what, about 8 feet over his head?
Yeah, not
Way
a good
high.
throw by Garrett, who hit his first 5 passes, and now he's thrown 2 picks in a row.
Wow, and Warner was out there, and he was all alone for the pick 6. There we go. Touchdown's good. Well, this is interesting. He said it's a sideline warning.
Yeah, but there's 2 penalties, sideline warning and an unsportsmanlike.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, there it is now. Okay.
You watch on the replay. I don't know what he was looking at, but that's like a gift. That's like you it's Christmas time. You're thinking you're going to get socks, and you open up and it's keys to a car. That's a gift right there, and a pretty nice dunk by Warner.
And you're right. You got some hops there,
Yeah.
huh?
More than I got, that's for sure.
There we go. All right, here comes hopefully for Snow Canyon anyway, the 21st point of this. We're still in the first quarter.
Yeah, can't script a worse start for Cedar here with pick 6, a near pick 6, and then a long drive, and the Utah Gastroenterology extra point is good.
All right, up through the middle, and it's 21-0. We have just a minute 16. We're going to hold it right here as we're going to a break here in just about a minute or so. Do want to mention once again that our timeouts are brought to you by Intercap Lending. Intercap Lending specializes in no and low money down options. Also, we do want to mention and say thank you so much to some of our sponsors who have been with us, it seems like, forever. One of which, of course, is our pick of the player of the game, brought to you by Dats Trucking. Ernie's, too. You want to stop and take care of yourself and your vehicle, and they have some of the cleanest bathrooms around at Ernie's, too.
Well, don't forget about the chicken strips, too.
Ooh. I'd rather talk about chicken than that other stuff anyway. So, anyway, Ernie's, too, of course, a part of Dats Trucking, and they will, of course, bring you at the end of this one the player of the game.
It is 14-0 now. Dixie on top of Canyon View. Tyler Walden from Reggie Graff, and you figure that's going to be a rout. In fact, I think Dixie is 49-point favorites or 48-point favorites in that game. And the only thing that will maybe keep it from getting there is the Mercy Rule clock.
You're right. Just shy of 49, 48.8. Yeah. Well, you talked about a minute ago. Now with that penalty, they're going to be kicking off from the 25-yard line. Let's see if they make sure that they, pooch kick or keep it away from the speedster. Because he's not going to kick it in the end zone from there.
Sure, the kicker's like, hey, I can get it there. I can do it.
Yep, we shall see. Well, it's a pooch kick the other way. Big bounce at the 22, up to the 30, 35, up to the 40, and hit at the 40. Falls ahead for a couple more. So, all in all, pretty good field position for Cedar. The Cedar Reds will take over on their own 42. Now with a minute 10 to go, quarter number 1.
Yeah, and like I said, you really couldn't script a worse start for Cedar. Turning the ball over. Of course, coaches are going to mention that in pregame, but Coach Bennett was particularly concerned about that. He has had really zero run game. Their pass game, which looked pretty good early on, is now falling apart. Where do you turn here?
Coach Esplin talked about keys to the game were mistakes. And well, he was right, but for him, it's the other team that's making them right now. So 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Jaron Garrett. Garrett back. Play action. Keeps it himself. Tries to get wide. Turns the corner, and he'll pick up about 5 yards. Up to, in fact, maybe about 6 yards on the carry. Depends on where they mark it out of bounds across the way. They're going to give him, well, actually right in between the 47 and 48. We'll call it 5, 2nd and 5.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a run or an RPO or what, but as soon as he saw the blitz, he just kind of stepped in between two guys and actually made a nice little gain on the play. Again, right now, the only thing that can maybe soothe the wounds a little bit of Cedar is a sustained drive and touchdown.
All right, 1 minute to go here in the quarter. Out of the gun, back, pump fake, steps up. Now he's chased way back. He just lets it go, and it is incomplete. Oh, the wideout got a hand on it, but could not maintain it. I think he also knew he was kind of falling out of bounds over there. Was that White? Yeah, it was. Colby White got a hand on it, but couldn't maintain.
I think it was supposed to be a screen to White, but it got blown up by the Snow Canyon pressure. So, he should have caught that, though, Mike. That hit him in the hands.
See, White did the right thing until he dropped the football. He actually broke off and headed downfield and gave a target. So now 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Cedar Reds. 52 seconds time to go here in the first quarter of action. 21-0 play action over the middle. Nearly picked off again. It is off the outstretched arms of Colby Meek. And it went up in the air, but not able to quite get there was the Snow Canyon Warriors. And there is a flag on the play.
Meek thought it was pass interference.
Pass interference. That's what the official says.
Yeah, when Meek jumped up, he immediately gave that universal signal that there should be a flag, and sure enough, there was one.
Here's the replay.
Let's see if he got there early. Oh, boy, I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's a tough call.
Man, the official on the backside there thought so. So the ball goes all the way inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. 47 seconds to go, quarter one. Cedar trying to make things happen. Pump fake, steps up, goes long, got a man wide open. Complete and into the end zone. No, yes, he did get there. Wow, what a mistake. He blew right by the defense.
Yeah, that's Colby White, and they bit on the pump fake. And that's what sometimes when you're a DB, you get caught peeking in the backfield. You see that quarterback throw the pump fake, and then you're dead because the receiver's on a full sprint. And that was an easy touchdown. Beautiful throw after a couple of really bad throws by Jaron Garrett.
All right, so that's the first points of the night for Cedar. Reds trying to make or get 7 here in quarter one. 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here, this Friday night game at Snow Canyon High School. 21-6. They'll try to make it 21-7. And the kick is up, and it looks good. It is. So through the uprights, we'll take just a quick 30 after this replay.
See the pump fake?
Yep.
The DB was peeking back. That's Austin Anderson, and then all of a sudden, Colby White's wide open, makes a little crossover move at the 10, and then dives in from there.
All right, take a 30-second break. We'll be right back.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Thanks for being with us. Drake Olson back to kickoff. First time tonight the Reds have kicked. We have 37 seconds to go. Low driving kick. Taken at the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Looking for a hole. There's not much there. Uses a straight arm, but it's not going to get him even to the 20-yard line. Pretty good job of special teams with at least 4, maybe 5 white-shirted Cedar Reds right there on top of them.
Couple score updates for you on our Hersey's Hardware scoreboard. Braxton Turnbow goes 70 yards on a punt return, and Desert Hills with a 14-0 lead now on Crimson Cliffs. And, boy, Skyview is on a mission tonight. It's the first play of the second quarter. They go for a long touchdown. Skyview leads Logan 28-0. Skyview, what are they ranked to second right now in the RPI, and they are going to maybe even go up from there. Great game.
Yep, you're right. 6-1 coming into tonight's game. At the 18-yard line, first down and 10 for the Warriors. Swing pass out. It is complete to the 20, 25. Finally run out of bounds. Right at maybe a yard shy of the sticks over there. With still 20 seconds. It's taking us, 5 minutes to get the last 40 seconds?
Yeah, I remember you saying, well, we're going to take a break any second, so we're going to go ahead and keep it here. And it's going to, it's been 5 minutes, and we still haven't got a break in here.
Second down, about a yard to go for the Warriors. Up at the 28. Need to get to the 29-yard line for the first down. And the Warriors again will send 2 wides to the near, single wide to the far side. Again, out of the gun, Landon Fry getting it done here tonight. Right now, the 21-7 lead over the Cedar Reds. Fry sends a man in motion. Instead, they just hand it off to the back behind him, and he dives ahead for a first down.
Yeah, that should do it for the quarter. They'll stop the clock momentarily, but that's probably going to run it out.
Now they'll start. Yep, you're right. So that should wind up quarter number 1. So we'll take a 1-minute break here at the quarter break. On the one-loss scoreboard, 21-7, Snow Canyon Warriors. We're back in a minute.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films?
Welcome back. Glad to have you
When
along
it comes
with
to
us.
parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Said Skyview might move up in the rankings. Now they're not going to, because Park City is undefeated, ranked number 1, and they're playing Ben Lomond, the worst team in football tonight. So it'll be Ben Lomond and Skyview in the next rankings. Although,
You don't think they're going to win? No, I'm kidding.
no, I do not.
0-7. All right, here go the Warriors again. Quarter number 2. It is 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Landon Fry with trips to the right side. Single wide out to the near side. And they go with a sweep to the far side. And picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards. I was looking back over here. I tell you, number 48 on defense. See if I can get a...
That's a pretty good block on him.
Yeah, I don't have a name. I'm sorry, but he took him, blocked him to the ground. Anyway.
Talking 48 on Cedar or 48 on
Cedar.
Snow Canyon?
Yeah, and I don't have a 48 for Cedar.
I have that as, you know what, I can't read it because it's too dark.
Ah, well. Good job, buddy. All right, it is 2nd and about 3 for Snow Canyon. Play action into the line. Goes up, goes long, and he's got it at the 25. And he's in for another touchdown. He being Cole Warner.
And he didn't dunk it this time.
Wisely.
Yeah. He proved he could do it. That's all you got to do. But that
Wow.
was a stop and go. Little pump fake again by the quarterback. The DB wasn't wasn't peeking this time. He just kind of took the fake from the receiver and bit on it, and that left Warner with a great speed on the run, one-on-one. And you know, we talked about it in pregame, Mike. If they have to stack the box to stop the run, they're going to have one-on-one coverage on the outside, and one-on-one coverage against these SC's talented receivers. That's a good matchup.
Yeah, good point. So with 11:04, they score in less than a minute here in the quarter. That kick is going to be blocked. The snap was, I think, mishandled there. Maybe we can see it on the replay. It looked like that's what happened, and they never did really get a clean kick. It was smothered.
Here's a touchdown.
Now there's the touchdown.
DB's not looking in the backfield, but it's just a great throw by Fry and a great pattern by Warner, and touchdown. That's a great effort.
Yeah. 30-second break. We'll be right back.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun, it's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Glad to have you along with us here tonight from Snow Canyon. Andy, we say it, I think, every year when that happens. What do you do if you got a team down, they finally break through with a touchdown, and you come right back and put one on them. That just about kills it.
Yeah, that hurts a lot, and this one will go into the end zone again for a touchback, Mike, because it's all about momentum in the game of football, you know, and Cedar with a great momentum play to get that touchdown by Colby White. You feel like they're pretty good. We get a stop here. We're gonna get right back in this thing, and then boom, lightning strikes. And again, it goes down to matchups in football. If you can't stop the run, you got to sneak guys in there, safeties in to help stop the run. And that leaves man coverage by your cornerbacks. And if your cornerbacks aren't up to the task, you see what we just saw there, a 60-plus yard touchdown.
All right, once again, Reds are their backs against their own end zone out on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, just underway here in quarter 2, trailing by 20 points. Hand off up the middle, nothing there. Right back to the original line of scrimmage on the carry. That was Speakman, and boy, he was just thumped right at the line of scrimmage. There's the replay, grabbed and thrown down.
Yeah,
Nowhere to go.
McKeever's a big number 57 there is a guy that just shut that thing down.
2nd down and 10
there
yards to go. Yep. So trips to the far side now for Jaron Garrett. Garrett looks that way, now has to come back the other way. He's in trouble. He's got to go down inside the 15-yard line.
Oh, boy, you got to learn, young QB. When you're rolling out to the right side, you got trouble. You're allowed, when you're outside the tackle box, to throw that thing out of bounds. He could throw that thing 20 yards out of bounds, and he didn't do it. Right about now, he's like, okay, I got to get rid of this thing. Throw it out.
Yeah.
That's a sack.
A little bit upset back. Well, not the defense. They were jacked about that because they lose it all the way back inside the 15. It is now 3rd and about 17 yards to go. Big 3rd down play for the Cedar Reds deep inside their own red zone. Brought to you by Team D Auto. Pump fake once, going deep. Got a man out there. A dive. Unable to come up with it. Great effort out there. That was Jack Cook, number 18, a junior. Cook dives, couldn't quite come up with it. Now Cedar will have to give up the football again, Andy, and Snow Canyon should get very good field position.
Oh, that one was open, Mike. You called it during the plays. They got a man out there. That man was open. Cook was about 2 yards past his guy. If that ball's just a little, not quite as far, just maybe a little more air under it, Cook runs under it for 6 points.
All right, Austin Anderson, the deep back on the near side for the Warriors. Awaiting right around midfield. 9:40 to go here in the 2nd quarter. High snap, he goes up, gets it, brings it down, and a high kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Didn't even reach midfield. It's going to be marked out at around the 40-yard line. Yeah, I think he felt a little rushed.
Ends up being a 26-yard punt, no return, and incredible field position for the Warriors, who already have 4 touchdowns here in the first half.
Wow, pushing it. They did miss 1 extra point on the blocked PAT. Certainly appreciate our great sponsors, Herstace Hardware, a hardware store, and so much more. And boy, we appreciate Jason and all the guys there, long-time sponsors. And throughout the night, we'll be giving you updates of other Region 9 scores. Thank you to Herstace Hardware. Here we go. Snow Canyon trips to the right side. Landon Fry looks right, comes back. Nice fake. He's down to the 30. Tries to step around the defender, gets ripped down.
I think that was a QB draw. That was the idea was to get the defense thinking about where he was going to throw it, and then he just cut up right through the hole. Landon Fry showing the great quickness on the play. Watch this. Fake. Nope, I'm running.
Yeah.
Oh, he had everybody on that one.
He did indeed. Pretty good job downfield. He did get 11 yards, so it's just inside the 30. A 1st and 10 again for Landon Fry and the Snow Canyon Warriors. 9 minutes to go.
By the way, Pineview up 14-0 on Hurricane. Touchdowns by Nobili and Daylor Reimer.
Boy, Nobili, what a year he has turned in, huh? Up the gut, kicks to the outside, still on his feet. Now finally thrown out of bounds.
I love Bretton Stone's decision on that one. He could have gone out of bounds. He's like, you know what? Lesser running backs go out of bounds. I'm not one of those guys. I'm going to cut it inside. He was right on the side. That would have been easy for him to just step out and not take a hit. Watch right here at the end of the run on the replay. Says, I'm not going out. The heck with that.
Yeah, he got about almost 10 more yards. inside the red zone, the Team Diallo red zone of the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, Snow Canyon. Warriors in control. Fumble, and Cedar comes up with it.
Oh, that's one of those read option plays. He put it in the running back's belly. The running back, the jet sweep guy, thought he was going to leave it there. Then he tried to pull it back, and all of a sudden, watch right here, ball is on the, right on the ground.
Yeah, and right there in great position. I looked, I don't have a name, number 48.
I have him, Mike, but it's too dark for my old eyes to see. So if you want to see who 48 is there.
All right, that's Savai Dotson. Savai Dotson. So, Cedar takes over. That may be a big play. Keep that in mind a little bit later if the Red can get hot here.
Yeah, it was almost 34-7.
Yep. Rolling left, in trouble, tries to cut back, gets hit 3 times. He's still not going down. Finally, he does. But I don't think he even got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but all things considered, Mike, that should have been a 5 or 6 yard loss. So the fact that he got close to the line of scrimmage is a moral victory.
Yeah, well, they do put it right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Clock winding. 8:15 to go here on the one-loss scoreboard. 27-7 with the Warriors leading. But the Cedar Reds avoided maybe the final nail. I know it's early in this one, but, well, that would have been tough to look up from a 35-7 score. Motion man. They go the opposite. Fumble, and Snow Canyon scoop, and looking for 6. He's going to go all the way. Scoop and score.
We've seen a little bit of everything already in this game, haven't we?
Wow.
Was that Stone? No, that was Mendenhall.
Yep, Logan Mendenhall. The ball popped, and it's like it went down slowly, hit the ground, and came up just right for Mendenhall. Let's watch the replay here. Watch the ball pop out. Bounce.
Room service off for Logan Mendenhall.
Holy smokes.
And he just had to beat the quarterback with blockers, and he got it done. And you know what? We said they dodged the bullet. It would have been 34-7. It's about to be 34-7 anyway.
There's the kick. He got it off very, very quickly this time. And it is split through the uprights. We'll take a 1-minute break. 7:44 to go up there on the one-loss scoreboard as the Warriors roll 34-7. Back in a minute.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
What are you looking for?
All right, welcome back. Well, there it is, 34-7.
Don't blink. You're going to miss a touchdown in this game.
High
It has been
kick.
crazy.
Have they got room? No. About 2 yards deep was all on that one, but it was into the end zone. Meeks was hoping, but didn't happen. So 7:44 to go here in the first half, and the Warriors are in control.
End of the first quarter, Pineview 21, Hurricane 6. Touchdowns for Pineview by Jacob Nobley, Daylor Reimer, and Michael Moore. Hurricane touchdown from Brody Rodzinski on 21-yard run. So 21-6 in that football game, Mike. And, yeah, a lot of points already on the board tonight. We'll give you some other scores as we go here.
By the way, that makes me think of something. We'll talk about it here in just a moment. All right, 7:44 remaining in the first half. Reds have the ball in the backfield. Handoff ahead for about a 2-yard gain. Looked promising for a moment. And actually, that was Meek on the carry. I just want to mention already 25 points. So, hey, the
Holbrook Asphalt, big score dessert already on the board. We're not even at halftime.
We don't want to wait. Now you know. For those of you in other areas, slip down, enjoy right now. For those that are watching the game here, on your way home, swing over. If it's not on the way home, go there anyway. Certainly appreciate that. Handoff, run up the middle, and getting close. And actually going to be held about, I guess it's 2 yards shy. I thought it was a little bit closer to the first down marker. It'll be third down now and about 2 yards to go for the Reds. And they're just, to me, Andy, trying to get something going and trying to establish a little bit of a run game.
Yeah, turnovers have been brutal for them. A couple of picks, one of them a pick six, the other one almost a pick six, and then a scoop and score. They just need to drive the ball and score here and not give up because they have the ability to score 40-plus points.
Double wide either side. They're going to go to the air. The underneath is caught. Missed time by the defensive player. I think he thought he had another pick right through his hands. White says thank you very much. And it is complete up around the 38-yard line. So it's a big first down. A fabulous Freddy's first down. Fuel up and take care of yourself while you're there. Take advantage. Great car wash either side of town.
Dixie leads Canyon View 21-0. Touchdowns by Keaton Schweitzer on a 12-yard run. Tyler Walden on an 88-yard pass from Reggie Graff, and C.J. Schultz on a 30-yard pass from Reggie Graff. Dixie 21-0 on our Hershey's Hardware scoreboard.
And a play action in the middle. They go deep, got a man out there, and it's going to be knocked away on a great job defensively.
I think that was Cole Warner. No, it was number 6.
That's Warner.
That is Warner, okay. That's a great one-handed tip away by Warner.
He just did what he needed to do, Andy. He looked back, which is number one, the smart thing, saw the football, and then went for it. Didn't try to hand fight the receiver or anything.
Yeah, you know what? If he tries to pick that, it might be caught anyway, but he just put the one hand up and tipped it away.
Second down and 10 yards to go for Cedar. Clock stopped at 6:04. Quarterback keep around the near side. And not much there, maybe 2. Got hit. Look, again, they had some green out there. But I think the defense kind of figured that out pretty quickly and got out there. Ball just over the 40. Give him 2 yards. Second down, 8 yards. Well, they're going to give him a little more. 3rd and 7.
I can hardly keep up on our Hershey's Hardware scoreboard. Dixie just scored again. Trey Simmons, a 20-yard pass from Reggie Graff. That makes it 28-0 Dixie with still about 5.5 minutes left in the first half.
If it stays that way, it's going to be a very quick second half, isn't it?
And in several of our games,
Yes, it might be. 34-7 right here, 5:20 to go. Quarterback in trouble, looking for somewhere to go, and he has nowhere to go. No less than 3 defenders right on top of him and pounded it down is Jaron Garrett. You know, that's a key. We'll wait and watch the replay. He just beat the offensive lineman. Good job. Coming right up the middle. I'm just going to say, Jaron has not had time tonight to really look down and find his receiver.
And I believe that was Isaac Lee's number 56, the first one there.
Ah, yes. Back kick straight up in the air. Holy smokes. He'll be lucky if he gets the original line of scrimmage. See where they mark it. The original line of scrimmage is like the 38. Man, they're going to give him a few more. It's up to the 43.
Man, Mike, down on the field in pregame, you try to get a sense, and I really felt like Cedar was ready to play today, but it's just looking more and more to me like Redmond just not ready to play. I mean, they just making mistake after mistake at bad throws, fumbles. I mean, that punt, what was that, like a 12, 13-yard punt? I mean, they're about to give up 40 points and a half of football.
And you and I have seen Cedar in several games this year, and this is by far their worst outing. By far. Run up the middle, inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards. Second down and 6 yards to go. Clock is winding now. Under 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half of action.
Yeah, your desire, if you're Snow Canyon at this point, use those last 4 minutes, score a touchdown, and go into the half with an insurmountable lead and the mercy rule in effect.
Amen. We'll see what happens here. 2nd and 6. Everything has been going, and right now, Coach across the way says we got to talk this one over. So with 4:03 to go on the one-loss scoreboard, we'll take a break. We'll be back in 60 seconds, 34-7, Snow Canyon.
Dude, we've been here forever. They're about to close the store. Would you just pick something already?
I just want to look good, you know. It's season 2 of Trailblazer Weekly. I just want to make sure I get the right ones.
Look at all this great stuff they have here at the Dixie State Campus store. No matter what you choose, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just going to go with the first one.
Catch the season 2 premiere of Trailblazer Weekly on Wednesday, August 14th at 3 p.m. Presented by the Dixie State Campus Store.
All Warriors so far in this one. Second down, about 6 yards to go. Little swing pass out there. Got a nice block. Comes back inside. Has some room to the 30, 25, 20. Down to the 10. Gets shoved out of bounds at about the 8 or 7 yard line. And once again, showing his speed, Brettonstone.
Yeah, that's great cutback right there. That whole play was designed to go to the right. He saw a little opening to the left, and he thought, you know what? I don't have to go to the right if I see an opening. That's what zone blocking is all about. He found a hole and then showed extreme speed to get to the outside on the left side and darn near scored a touchdown.
So the Warriors trying to go up to 40 points here in the first half. Still just under 4 minutes to go as Snow Canyon has got it going here tonight offensively. Again, over the middle, jumping and getting to about the 5 yard line before they're pushed back. And let's not sure who carried the ball that time. Once again, for these old eyes, Andy, dark green on black does not really give a good background to pick up these numbers. Not that they should do it just for me. It'd be all right if they would. Hey, we appreciate our great sponsors, including Sky Mountain Golf Course. Hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course in Hurricane.
Wilstead to Golding, another touchdown for Desert Hills. They lead Crimson Cliffs 21-0. That game over at Dixie State.
Wow. We're seeing the split in the conference this year, aren't we? Pump fake, looks right, looks left, over the top, man. Touchdown, and that, I believe, is another one by Cole Warner.
I think that was 8 on the catch instead of 6 this time, Mike. That looked like an 8 to you.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right.
That is Kyler Stewart.
Yeah, I'm looking on the TV. Thank you. That was Stewart. Good call, Andy. 8-6. The only difference is about, what, 2 inches of number in there?
Yeah, a little strip of material. And Mike, it's already 40-7.
Wow.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. Ready for the point after. High snap, but he got it down. Kick splits the uprights, and the Warriors are running away with this one. They lead it here on the one-loss scoreboard, 41-7. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy. And busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
I will welcome you back. And once again, another kickoff by the Snow Canyon Warriors. End over end, and it's into the end zone. Once again, standing on about the 6-inch line, hoping was Colby Meek. Couldn't get it.
Well, the only game right now, Mike, that's actually still in the game is Pineview at Hurricane. Hurricane has scored again. They've cut it to 21-13 that game about midway through the second quarter. So the Tigers hanging in there, Mike, which is, I think, a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, good for the Tigers. They need a big game to get them going. Tigers right now, unfortunately, are the bottom of the Region 9 schools, ranked or seated 20th, just very hundreds of percentage points behind Canyon View. Ball fumble to the floor. And I believe the Warriors get it back, and they do. It has absolutely fallen apart for the Reds.
Are you kidding me? I have never seen a game like this where one team has been so snake bit.
Wow. Twice now. Well, Cedar's got 2 picks, 8 got the ball. They got a scoop and score, and now they have fumbled again inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. And this is huge because, Andy, right now we are 1 point under that speed-up clock for the second half.
And that was Brenton Childs, by the way, that scooped that fumble up. And if one guy hadn't gotten him around the ankle, he would have been in the end zone.
Wow. Here comes Snow Canyon trying to tack on even more. 3.5 minutes to go. Fry out of the gun. Double wide each side. Then the man in motion, handed off in the backfield. That one didn't fool too many. Maybe 2, possibly 3 yards down to the 15-yard line. Just what you said we thought might have happened last drive, but they scored too quick. Now they could do it. Run off 3 minutes. If they could get it in, even a field goal would give them that 35-point plus. Not that that's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about we're going to get all the points we can and get this game out of reach. So with 3 minutes exactly remaining on the clock, second down, 7 yards to go. Fry has Stone in the backfield with him. And he's milking the clock right now. They're going to make sure that Cedar doesn't have any time at all if they can possibly make it work that way. Looks over now. Actually, they ran it down, and Snow Canyon says, let's talk it over. Let's set up a game plan as we go down the stretch. Any updates on scores?
Pineview scores again. So with 4:06 left in the first half, it's Pineview 28 and Hurricane 13. McLeod Croton to Dominique McKenzie for the score. Croton's already thrown for 205 yards on just 5 completions in the first half. They're going deep ball.
Wow. Croton, what a fantastic year that young man is having. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back 41-7 back in 30.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Welcome back to Snow Canyon. Warriors in control. They give it to Stone. Stone headed down to the 5-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of the first down mark, or excuse me, the 10-yard line, and 1 yard shy of the first down. It'll be third and about a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
By the way, Snow Canyon already with 223 yards. Well, and you add on whatever he got, 7 yards on that play. So 230 yards in the first half of this game. And also they've been the recipients of a lot of turnovers. 4 turnovers by Cedar, just 1 by Snow Canyon. So +3 in the turnover ratio and a big third down coming up.
I even asked Coach Espin in the pregame as I was talking with him, I said, does it seem to you that there's more mistakes or is it just me? And he goes, I don't know. It's for sure tonight. I can't believe what's going on here tonight. All right, it is third and about 2.5 yards to go. Again in the backfield. Stone gets bounced, but he keeps the feet of churning, and he has the first down.
Yeah, and that wasn't Bretton Stone. They brought the bigger back in. That was big number 12.
That would be Charles Cook.
Braxton
excuse me, I went the wrong
Braxton
way.
Hickman,
Hickman.
He took a pretty good hit, but he kept the legs turning. Yeah,
Well,
Hickman will check out now.
6'3", about 190. Yep, so first and goal to go from the 5-yard line with 1:18 to go. And Snow Canyon hoping to milk this to the right down to the second, get some points, and go into that locker room feeling very good about their first half.
Cedar's looking for a moral victory here. See if he can keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, just a straight handoff. Diving, I believe they're going to mark him about a yard shy. A whistle was very late in coming, and I know we've kind of talked about it. It's kind of tough because you don't want to, the guy's still moving, but he went back about 3 yards, then started ahead again, and they finally blew the whistle, but still down at the yard line, 1 yard line.
Stone now 9 carries, 80 yards in the first half. He does have that 1 touchdown run and be looking for another one here, I would imagine. No, actually, they bring a different running back in. That's Ryan Beathers in the backfield.
Oh, first time we've seen Ryan Beathers. He's been injured much of this year. Good to see him back out there. And they give it to him, and he's in the end zone for 6 more. That was too easy, Andy.
And he actually got away with one there, Mike. He actually came out of his pose before the snap moved a little bit, and he didn't get completely reset. The referee didn't catch it, so Snow Canyon gets away with the watch right here. If you watch on the replay, watch him move just a little bit right there. You're not supposed to do that. Move just a little bit, and that should have been a flag.
That's like speeding. It ain't speeding unless the cop pulls you over, right? Right?
Exactly.
All right. We're going to hold it here with just seconds to go in this first half. It is a runaway for the Snow Canyon Warriors. They now lead it, Andy. This is unbelievable. 41-point lead. I'm shocked.
I am too. In fact, we were talking with the Cedar radio guys here before the game. We figured this was going to be a one-possession game, one way or the other. But honestly, I mean, something's happened with Cedar. They did not show up tonight. They are making mistakes. I mean, it was penalties early on and then turnovers, a couple of interceptions. One was almost a pick six. The other one was a pick six. And then a couple of fumbles in a row.
Yeah.
A punt off the side of the foot, a couple of short field. I mean, everything that could go wrong for Cedar tonight has.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes, and they're major mistakes. I mean, the overthrow for the easiest pick six that you could ever come up with. The scoop and six. You fumbled twice inside the red zone. And now a flag has been thrown. And I can only assume that one of the Cedar Redmen said something because there's an official and 2 Cedar players standing down there. And that's where the flag, unless, well, they picked it up real quick too. So, no, it's going to be a personal unsport. Well, that's interesting.
He pointed at Snow Canyon. I'm not sure why.
I don't either. I mean,
wasn't anywhere close to Snow Canyon.
The flag was thrown down on the Cedar end of the field, but they call it against the Warriors.
This makes no sense.
I have no idea. That's kind of like the rest of the game. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Well, for the second time now, they're going to be kicking the ball from the 25-yard line instead of the 40. So, again, I would anticipate they're going to kick away from the speedster Meek. I don't know, unless someone yelled something and the official heard it, or
maybe he questioned the official's heritage.
We don't know, do we? Something was said or done, and it'll cost them 15 yards. Should be academic, obviously, unless Cedar can get the catch on this one and a big return. So let's see what happens. Last time it's kind of a line drive kick away from Meek. And getting a foot into it. And there it is again. Low kick, bounces. Picked up at the 20-yard line. Up to the 40, to the 45, to the 47. With 6 seconds to go here in the first half. So maybe one play. unless a very quick down and out, we might slip into, but
not likely.
Not likely.
I think this is probably going to be the last play of the half.
And it might just be a knee down and say, let's get out of this one and try to work a little bit better plan for half number 2. Senior night here for Snow Canyon, and right now they're being treated to a great night.
And Cedar bring their third different quarterback of the game in. They started with Garrett, went with number 7 here in a second. Now number 8 is the quarterback. And that's 8 is Esplin.
And Esplin got the ball. He kept the ball, picked up a couple, and that's it. The half is over. So they'll go, and for Cedar, they're going to try to figure out what truck hit him.
Yeah.
And for Snow Canyon, they got to say, whatever you ate, drank, or took, do it again, guys, for half number 2.
I don't think anybody in this arena, this stadium, expected what we just saw, Mike. Not one person.
No, and we'll talk more about it when we come back, but you said it a couple of times, and I concur, and that is that it's just shocking, to be honest, what's gone on. It is just mistake after mistake. All right, we're going to take a little extra break here, a 2-minute break. At the half, we'll come back. We'll hopefully pass along some statistics in our Wilkinson stat line. We'll update scores from the other games, and maybe we'll get a thought or two on our look at this first half. At the half, it is Snow Canyon 48, Cedar 7. We're back in 2.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
All right, here we are, the guys at the field. Mike McGarry, Andy Griffin, joining you from Warrior Stadium on the campus of Snow Canyon. And it's just one of those games I'm still having trouble, even though I watched the whole first half, called the game. It's 48-7.
No, it's not. That can't be right, Mike.
That's exactly what we want to say. And sometimes you see things, okay, I don't understand. I don't know what it is. And I don't want to come down on the Reds, except they've blown it in the first half. And you said them, it's fumbles, it's intercepted passes, it's mistakes, one after the other. And, you give another team the break. And Snow Canyon already, they come out and scored first, and they were on the move. And that just opened the door for them.
Yeah, let's take a look at the stats. This is, by the way, halftime brought to you by InfoWest, the internet people, featuring speed burst and clean internet. If you want to know more about what that means, well, go to InfoWest.com. I can personally attest. I have InfoWest at home. Great internet service. Never have a problem. Stats today brought to you by Wilkinson's, a unique place to shop. Wilkinson's, of course, located across from Fiesta Fun in St. George. They've got lights, fans, and fixtures, but also unique items, Mike, like board games and things like that. And let's take a look at this. First of all, team stats here in the first half. We should need a cracker right before I'm about to do halftime, huh, Mike?
Yeah, but you better keep talking because I just took a bite of something too. So it's up to you, bud.
Oh, let's do this. Let's bring out some stats. You guys have the highlights ready there in the truck. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Yeah, there they are. Early on, Landon Fry, beautiful pump fake, and then look at this catch by Mendenhall. Unbelievable grab. Lays out a la Dennis Rodman, makes a catch. And they score just a second later. Landon Fry with the sideways run.
Great job to look back, locate the ball, and then time his dive perfectly.
So it was 7-0 early. Snow Canyon then gets this pick right here. Beautiful play by Austin Anderson. Runs it up the sideline. Can't quite get to the end zone. Nice play by Garrett to save the touchdown, but it only delayed the touchdown. It didn't save the touchdown. As we see Bretton Stone with his touchdown. A sideways run. Then we're going the other way. Ball overthrown, and Cole Warner says, look what I found. The easiest pick six you ever see, and a dunk.
And a
left-handed
15-yard penalty, but nonetheless, yeah.
I think it was worth it.
I do.
Cedar, it's 21-0 at that point. Cedar gets one back. Colby White with the pump-and-go catch and score. At that point, it's 21-7. We're thinking, okay, we got a game. But things got worse for Cedar and better for Snow Canyon. As you see the pump-and-go again. Beautiful catch along the left sideline. Cole Warner takes it to the house. And at that point, 27-7. And then the turnovers start to really mount up. There's a scoop and score. Picked up off the ground by Logan Mendenhall.
Yep.
He takes it in. It's 34-7. You say that's bad. Well, it gets worse. Big sack. Down goes Garrett. And things just really start to snowball for Cedar. And again, this is a Cedar team we've seen a couple times, and they've looked pretty good.
Absolutely.
Little swing pass out there to Stone. Beautiful cut back the other direction. Great block from behind there. And then he gets it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. That leads to the touchdown run just a moment, or a touchdown pass actually, a moment later. Beautiful over-the-top throw. Stewart with the catch. At that point, we're at 41-7. We're thinking, well, it can't get worse than that, can it?
Oh, wait a minute.
It does, yeah.
Well,
it does. After the Cedar turnover, they bring in Beathers, and Beathers hops into the end zone, hop, skip, and a jump. And, Mike, it is, believe it or not, 48-7. That was in the closing seconds of the first half. The stats in the first half of this game. By the way, thanks to the guys at CEC in the truck for putting together those highlights. Team stats in the first half of this game, and I just clicked off. Let's go back to team stats. Team stats. Total yardage in the first half, Snow Canyon with 238, Cedar with 96. That doesn't indicate a 48-7 score. That might be a 21-7 type score, but then you start looking at deeper. First of all, rushing, Snow Canyon averaging about to 7 yards per carry in their 110 yards rushing. And they also have not missed on a pass in the first half, Mike. 6 for 6 for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, obviously no interceptions. 4 turnovers for Cedar and only 1 for Snow Canyon in the first half. Third down conversions, 1 for 1 for Snow Canyon. They haven't even gone to third and fourth down in this game. That's how good they've been. 3 of 7 for Cedar on third down, 1 for 1 on fourth down. Looking at the individual stats in the first half, again, it was 2 quarterback. They took Fry out after a while, and Stewart came in. That's not Stewart. His last name is, who's number 7? Mike, help me out here. Crandall for Cedar came in at quarterback. Pretty much ineffective as well. In fact, he threw that pick 6 and combined 7 of 13 passing for 69 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Rushing in the game, Cedar really inconsequential. Garrett has 20 yards rushing. Speakman has 18. Nobody else with more than 6 yards. And they've done a great job on Colby Meek. Colby Meek, Mike, 2 carries minus 4 yards and 2 catches for 4 yards. So a combined 0 yards of offense for a guy that's been averaging 300 yards a game.
Again, you just stack that in with all the rest of the unbelievable stats and the way this game has gone.
For Snow Canyon, Landon Fry, perfect first half. 6 for 6 passing for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's also rushed 3 times for 12 yards. Bretton Stone averaging 9 yards a carry. He's got 9 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. Beathers also ran it in for a touchdown, as did Fry. Receiving, Cole Warner, 2 catches, 67 yards. Jace Mendenhall, 2 for 41. 1 for 11 and a touchdown for Stewart, and 1 for 9 for Bretton Stone. Really the bottom line, though, is the mistakes by Cedar. Turnover after turnover after turnover, plus a couple of penalties. And Cedar just struggled taking care of the football. It's halftime here, and shockingly, the score is 48-7. Snow Canyon is just stunning Cedar. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Be back with scores. The Hearst Ace Hardware scoreboard update after this 2-minute break.
5 minutes. Dude, we've been here forever. They're about to close the store. Would you just pick something already?
I just want to look good, you know. It's season 2 of Trailblazer Weekly. I just want to make sure I get the right one.
Look at all this great stuff they have here at the Dixie State Campus Store. No matter what you choose, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just going to go with the first one.
Catch the Season 2 premiere of Trailblazer Weekly on Wednesday, August 14th at 3 p.m. Presented by the Dixie State Campus Store.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this.
Welcome back. It's At the Hat.
And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
Point mark. So you have it with the 25 points. It's the Holbrook Asphalt Yogurtland. And it's the big
score,
big score dessert, man. They get 5 free ounces. And you can add on whatever you want, all the sprinkles and the whole bunch of stuff there. But thank you very much, Holbrook Asphalt. Go and enjoy that tonight.
All right, let's start Major League Baseball playoffs. Again, highlights brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware. Houston Astros win today by a final of 6-2 over Tampa Bay. That's a best-of-5 divisional series. So Houston leads that game 1-0. Go Astros. The Yankees, Mike will be happy to know, are ahead 7-4 right now over the Minnesota Twins.
Go Yankees.
Those are two teams that won over 100 games. The Yankees 103, the Twins 101. So it should be a great battle. But right now in Game 1, Yankees lead 7-4 in the 7th inning.
Didn't they hit a combined 1,000 home runs this year? No, not quite.
Almost.
I'm just kidding. But boy, did they
over 400 combined. Woo! Yeah. Dodgers are losing right now. Bart Taylor's going to be sad about that. Nationals lead 3-0. It's only the second inning in that game. And one other final today, the Atlanta Braves beat the St. Louis Cardinals, even that series at 1 game apiece. 3-0 was the final score in that one. All right, let's go to the scoreboard now for Region 9 football. Let me get to the right page here, Mike. Let's start it off with, actually, let's go to Region 10 first because that affects Region 9 a little bit in 4A playoffs. Park City leading Ben Lomond. Mike, you want to guess the score?
49-0.
No, it's actually closer than our game. It's 35-0 at the half.
All right.
It's
will
not
be
close,
by
but
the time
yeah,
it's
you're
over.
right. Stansbury leads Mountain View 21-7. Cedar Valley leads Ogden 7-0. In Region 9, Dixie 35 zip halftime score over Canyon View. Pineview with a 35-13 lead over Hurricane. And Desert Hills, last we heard, they were up 21-0 over Crimson Cliffs. And, of course, right here, Mike, it's 48-7. I'm saying it. I'm looking at it on the scoreboard. I just can't believe it. I mean, this is not the Cedar team we saw play Desert Hills. This is not the Cedar team that we saw play Pineview. This is a different team.
And I think I can add in, you and I had a chance to talk to both of the coaches. Neither one of them, I don't think either one of them had any inkling that would be the halftime score in this one. Now, is it over for Cedar? Probably. I don't know if they can come back.
I thought you were going to try to say, oh, yeah, they still got a chance. No, Mike,
no,
they don't.
But, hopefully they can maybe regroup and get something a little bit better to make this a little bit more, it won't feel good no matter what happens. But the Warriors really have come out, and again, we say that Cedar's made a lot of mistakes, and they have. They've made things that have killed them. But Snow Canyon, the one thing I think I like defensively, they really have been in the backfield as much as the quarterback has. They really have put pressure on him, and they forced him to go quick and early, and that's caused a couple more problems.
Yeah, so much to the point that they actually pulled their starting quarterback and tried their JV kid, Crandall, and that didn't work either. No.
Yeah.
So Snow Canyon comes back out onto the field as we start to get ready for the second half. Mike, there's a weird anomaly with the mercy rule in high school football. It goes into effect after halftime if the lead is 35 points or more, but it stays in effect until the losing team gets within 21 or less. So Cedar could score 2 touchdowns here, and if they miss an extra point, we're still not under that threshold, and we still have the running clock. So it's tough to make any kind of comeback when you get behind. And I mean, there's a reason for it. This game is over, but still. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Cedar to even slow the clock down at this point.
So this will be in the mercy rule. I think the Dixie score, they're 35-0, right?
35-0, yep.
So they're right on the cusp of that, so they'll be on a
mercy rule too, yep.
In that game. The others are getting
We all
close
might get
to
home early,
well,
and good for me because I got to get up at 5 and go to the marathon tomorrow.
Oh, is it the marathon already?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This will be the first marathon. How many years have you done the marathon in a row, Mike?
It's
broadcasted
20, 25. I really don't. I'd have to go back and look it up, but it's been a long time. Just real quick, because I just like talking about it. The first year I came down and helped with the marathon, we used to do it because we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have any of the way. And so I got in my car and I drove up. There used to be a little restaurant there in Dameron Valley. No, it's further up there. Anyway. And
Vail? Vail?
Oh, before you get to Vail.
Okay.
Anyway. And
Diamond Valley?
I got permission, and I went into the restaurant. They came down and opened it up early in the morning. And I went in, unscrewed the phone because it had the old type. Alligator clipped on with a wire, ran 200 feet of wire out to the roadway, and I just stood there, and I talked to him on the phone. I says, okay, I'm going to talk in 60 seconds. And then I just started talking. I didn't know if anybody heard me or whatever. That was as far north as we could get about halfway through the race. That was my first experience. How times have changed.
Wow. Well, we're about ready to start the second half in an unbelievable game. 48-7, Snow Canyon. Real quickly, the scoring in the first half. Landon Fry, 5-yard run. Bretton Stone, 9-yard run. A pick six by Cole Warner of approximately 20 yards. And then finally a touchdown the other way. Colby White scores for Cedar. It's 21-7 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Fry hits Warner for 62 yards and a touchdown. Then it's a touchdown run to make it 34-7. That was who got that touchdown? It was Logan Mendenhall. He picked up the fumble and scooped and scored that one in. Landon Fry then completes a TD pass to Kyler Stewart, and then finally Ryan Beathers with 13 seconds left in the half made it 48-7. And again, I see the score. I know the score. I don't understand the score. It's crazy.
I agree. And on top of all that, the Warriors won the flip. They deferred to the second half. They're going to get their hands on the football first.
Mike, here's why we're having a hard time digesting this. Pineview beat Cedar by 10 points. Desert Hills beat Cedar by 1 point in double overtime. Desert Hills barely beat Snow Canyon.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
You can't. That kind of throws that RPI thing out the window.
Yes, it does. I got your RPI right here, buddy.
All right, there we go. It'll be the Reds kicking off. And the ball is a low bouncing kick. Get a good bounce up. Picked up at the 10-yard line to the 15 to the 20. Getting to the outside, 25. And up near the 30, well, just over the 25-yard line. Now we have a flag and an injured player. Well, the injured player's up. He's asking for help.
Yeah, he hurt his arm, it looks like. And that's
Wow,
your favorite guy,
right
53
shoulder.
there.
Oh, man.
Murray, is that his name?
Yeah, Peyton Murray, leading tackler for the Reds. And it's going to be a helmet-to-helmet personal foul against Snow Canyon.
Yeah, and you can only figure it's whoever hit Murray on that one. See if we can pick it up on the replay. We follow the ball, you may not be able to see it. Well, it was, I don't know that was helmet to helmet, but it was kind of a side, kind of a crackback type block.
But that's the call, and so the Warriors will start deep in their own side as the line of scrimmage is the 18, 1st and 10. Now they set the clock, and they should, once they get the change down there, start this clock because we're in the mercy rule here in the second half. Well, now they're adding on even more. Maybe they didn't mark off enough. It goes back to the 13-yard line.
Does it seem like to you, Mike, there have been more blowouts this year than any year we've seen in a long time? There's that block again. Well, I don't think it was an illegal block, at least where it came.
Yeah. Well, Cedar's fired up on that one as they get into the backfield. The loss of a yard on that play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Now, you know, Snow Canyon's got to be careful. The last thing you want to do if you're the Warriors is get complacent. That time, he was grabbed and held, and down he went with the loss of 1. 2nd down, 11 yards to go.
And that wonderful cheer by the home crowd here, I believe that we will win. They're up 48-7.
Well, I don't want to rub it in. They're trying to be nice. No, they're not. They're just telling we're going to win here. All right, trips to the near side. And a nice pump fake by the quarterback. He moves left. He has the 1st down and then some. Clear out to the 40, to the 45. Hit from behind. Finally, Speakman finally caught up to him from behind and brings down the QB.
Yeah, Landon Fry with a great run on that one. And, you know, I'm fully convinced Fry could play running back if he didn't have such a good arm.
He did such a good job on that play action at the beginning. He faked like he was going to hit. Here he is. Now he just turns, goes the other way. And as he turns the outside, he accelerates. The ball's on the 48-yard line. We're in the 3rd quarter, 48-7. Snow Canyon with a huge lead in this one. Warriors are taking their time. They know that time is on their side completely, and now in this one. Handoff up the middle, kicking to the outside. There's a 1st down and more. And once again, having to come from behind for the tackle. And Andy, that's not a good sign when you are trailing the guy holding the football.
Oh, you're right about that.
And again, that is Stone on the carry around the outside down to the 36-yard line.
And that'll take him over 100 yards in this game for the 2nd consecutive week now. Stone goes over 100.
You know, one thing, the Warriors, as of the last several years, have kind of faltered a little bit late season. Maybe they're finally turning all that around, and they're just getting better. 1st and 10. Landon Fry sees something now. I think he is changing the play. See what they come up with. Well, he just kind of held the ball out, but didn't get much. Maybe a yard. 9.5 minutes to go in the quarter as that clock just continues to run.
Dixie scored again, 42-0. 3rd quarter score. Dixie over Canyon View. Not a surprise there on the home field, Walbrook Stadium.
And that game also is in the mercy rule right now. That and this one. I think, yeah, you talked about blowouts. Well, we're seeing, unfortunately, for those that are in the bottom end, a complete divide to me in the conference.
The bottom 3 teams. But see, Cedar, though, has been in kind of the middle or upper half. That's the one surprise here.
That's why we're shocked here. 2nd down and long to the air out there, complete, and on another 6 points over the middle. Who was that?
Austin Anderson.
Anderson. You know what? He even had to slow just a little bit. You see he reached back, but he made sure he had it, and then he just took off for the end zone, and the route is not on. The route is unbelievable.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like it, where two teams seemingly even, and it's been so one-sided. Now a Utah gastroenterology extra point, but it's 54-7.
We're going to have to break out our old traveling stories here right now.
I got a few.
Okay. There's the point after, and the gastroenterology, St. George. Kick is up and through. 8:48 to go here in the quarter. Let's take a 1-minute break. We'll be back. 55-7 Snow Canyon.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sick?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
$8:48 to go in quarter number 3 here at Snow Canyon High School.
Mike, I was just talking with Clive Weaver, former assistant coach here at Cedar, and he says, I've never seen Cedar lose to Snow Canyon. Even those great state championship teams that Snow Canyon had, never seen Snow Canyon beat Cedar this badly. And it's almost unexplainable because literally these teams were, in my mind, as even as it gets as far as football teams coming into this contest.
You know, and I mentioned a few minutes ago, too, Andy, with Snow Canyon, they seem to kind of stumble once in a while, mid to late season. I don't remember them blowing anybody out. They'll win. Well, they did have a couple of lopsided games, but not like this. And they're blowing out, as we know, a very good Cedar team. And we have no answers, folks. We absolutely have no answer for what's going on.
I can tell you this, and I'll get to it in a minute.
All right, Meek on the fly. They do get it to him. He turns that far side, cuts it up in, and gets about 6, 7, maybe 8 yards. See, they're going to give him the roll forward.
Mike, there's a couple things to consider now as we look at this game. Obviously, Snow Canyon's going to win, and Snow Canyon's going to win big. But the RPI does not take into account point differential.
Right.
All that matters is win or loss. That's all that matters. And Cedar is going to be in a position, they're probably going to be in the 10 to 15 area and get a home, or 11 to 15 area and get a home playoff game in the first round of the playoffs. This isn't necessarily, it's not at all going to end the Cedar season. They've still got a lot to play for if they can get it together. We know how good they can play.
Yeah, good point, good point. On to crossing pattern. They did send Meek on the fly. Then they come back the other way. Needed 3, got about 5. The ball comes up to the 30-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 yards to go.
Here's maybe the most shocking thing about this game, Mike. Cedar right now has 104 yards of offense. 104, and they've given up 55 points. Now, this is a Cedar team that's moved the ball on everybody. Dixie, Desert Hills, Canyon. I mean, they've scored points this year.
Yeah. I didn't say Meek usually has more than that alone. And under pressure, getting rid of the football. Nice job of looking downfield and finding Trayton Payne out there. A little flip pass ahead, good for a big first down. And let's give a little credit right there. Jaron Garrett running for his life.
That's Esplin.
Excuse me.
That's
Esplin.
Tanner Esplin now at quarterback.
You're right. Esplin looking downfield, saw the man, and a good job by Payne to get open. Clock running. 7 minutes to go in the quarter number 3. And it's going to continue to run.
Yep, even though that was out of bounds. The Mercy Rule clock, they'll run it.
Yep. Meek on the sweep. No. Keeping it straight ahead. Good for about 7 yards right up the middle. Once again, just a option.
Yeah, a little read play.
Esplin.
Saw the hole.
Tanner Esplin has 3 touchdowns receiving.
Yeah,
maybe launch one.
I don't think he's played quarterback this year until this game.
I don't think he
at
has.
Varsity anyway.
I think you're right. Anyway, 55-7, folks. We'll try to think of stuff to talk about here as we move through on this one. On the option, they go with the reverse to Meek. Meek turns that corner, gets hit a couple of times, and now a flag goes down. Late flag.
We might have another helmet-to-helmet, Mike. Somebody lowered their head and hit. Well, let's watch at the end of the play here on the replay.
Meek was the one running, so see what the indication from the official is. Yep, you're right.
There, helmet-to-helmet.
Shot to the head. Yep. You know, now, let's put a little bit of perspective here. I got to tell you right now, I think that Coach Esplin is going to talk about those kind of things tomorrow.
Yeah,
because this game is over. They've got it won, but they're making silly mistakes still. Fortunately, tonight it's not going to make a difference of who wins or loses, but those kind of things will. Although it's been interesting. I've watched a lot with great interest as to what's going on in the leagues, the National Football League, high school, everybody. This helmet-to-helmet, this hit to the head, this.
Well, you know, I don't know your feelings.
No one really knows.
I don't know your feelings on this, Mike, but I think what they're doing is they're trying to enforce it really strictly so that people will stop doing it.
Right.
And once we get the message, you throw guys out and they miss a game and a half or whatever it is, once that message gets out, maybe people will stop doing it. Vontae Perfect of the NFL was suspended for this season for doing it repeatedly.
Well, and I hope it works. I really do. I just think it's tough because sometimes, well, that does happen. A quick pass, overthrown, and there was his opportunity. Had a man down there, but he threw it way over the top of Payne's head. I was just going to say, though, and there are times when, there's so many factors that go in, and it really becomes a call by the officials. Did he spear? Did he try to hit him? Did they go after the head? Or was it a case where at the last minute the runner either ducked, turned, or whatever it was, and there was a collision?
But, they teach you, and I remember this in football, because you want to lead with the helmet. That's like you feel like that's what you need to do.
That's your weapon.
They teach you lead with your shoulder, not your helmet, and kids just got to get that through their heads.
Play action, fake up top, got a man downfield, and it is knocked away. And again, threw into a lot of traffic down there.
Yeah, there was 2 safeties in a corner on that pattern, and actually lucky it wasn't intercepted.
4th down and 11 yards to go. Got to figure they'll try it again.
That was Logan Mendenhall with the tip away. He has a touchdown in this game on a scoop and score, and that time just made it really nice one-handed play.
Once again, Tanner Esplin is the quarterback, and he's been in there here in the second half. Actually, a little bit in the first half, wasn't he?
Yep. He had 5 or 6. In fact, he threw that pick 6, that overthrow.
True. That's right. Back, they come to the near side, and it's right through the arms. And I was watching Meek out here, and it was like he's standing there, and it was a little bit high fastball. As soon as it went through his hands, he looked at his quarterback, and he goes, "Get it up, loop it. Here I am all alone out here." Anyway, the ball turns over. We go the other way, and already we're down to 3.5 to go here in quarter number 3.
And that might have been a big play because he had 2 or 3 blockers out in front of him. If that ball's lobbed in there a little bit better, that could have been a touchdown by Meek, but we'll never know because it was not a good throw.
Well, Landon Fry staying in. I was going to see if they might pick up another quarterback. We might see him in the 4th quarter.
Pineview scored again, by the way. It's now 42-13. Now that game in the 3rd quarter, and they'll be headed mercy rule here pretty quick.
Yep. Handoff.
I think he
straight
fumbled,
ahead. It kind of looked that way, but I think Snow Canyon got back on the ball. No, Cedar got the fumble. Wow. Maybe we can see on the replay here who comes up with that.
He ran straight eye, gave to the fullback, and he never quite had it, did he?
Nope, actually. Never did. And he kind of was out there, and he ran into maybe his own guy, and it knocked the ball away. So the ball's at the 38-yard line. Now to Andy's point, though, they have to get in less than 21 points down before they pull this clock.
And that's pretty much 3 touchdowns at this point.
Right.
So that clock will keep running. And Cedar right now just working on next week's game.
Yep. Tanner Esplin remains in at quarterback. Double wide to the right, Meek wide to the near side. One setback, and that's Brinkerhoff as the running back. And diving ahead. I think in anticipation of getting hit, he just dove forward. Nobody got
I think
him.
the turf monster got him.
Yeah, I think.
He reached up and grabbed his ankle.
That's what. He steps back. Here comes the pressure. Oh, you're right. I think he just dumped the
see
toe.
that big green hand reach up and grab.
Yeah, we did. All right, $1:45 to go in the third quarter. Snow Canyon rolling in this one. They're going to get the win here tonight at home. Nice thing to do for your seniors. They're on senior night. Meek is crushed.
That hasn't worked at all tonight, and Meek's having one of his worst. And you can't blame him because he's getting the ball, and there's 2 or 3 black jerseys there waiting for him.
I believe that was Braxton Hickman on the defense there. There he comes. Yeah. It's like he was out there waiting. Come here. And he ran right to him. And by the way, Hickman coming in had 66 tackles. He's got at least 3 or 4 tonight.
Yeah, at least.
He's up around 70 plus. All right, under a minute to go in the quarter. And we'll update on other scores, although most of them are pretty lopsided tonight, folks. Back and throw. Picked up by Meek. Meek turns on the speed. He needed 21 yards, and he got less than half of that. So it'll now bring up 4th down and 12.
By the way, Hickman with 3 solos, 3 assisted tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss in this game.
There you go. Yeah, he's having a whale of a night. And again, all things, I think a little credit has to go to the Snow Canyon defense tonight, because they have absolutely contained the quarterback and that very speedy Colby Meek.
Cedar still with only 114 yards of offense in this game, as this is going to be the last play of the quarter.
If they get it off.
They won't.
Nope. They're going to walk back over and say, let's do it in the fourth. So there you have it. Fourth quarter or third to an end. We're headed to the fourth. Make sure you go down and pick up your
Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert.
Ooh,
yeah.
Gotcha. We're back in a minute.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
On the Mercy Rule clock, and here we go. It is 4th and 12 for the Reds. Rolling to the near side. Looking downfield, has a man out there. Ball is caught. And did he get the first down? The mark's going to be very important. I think he got it by half a yard.
Yeah, that's a heck of a catch on that play.
Because he was rocked. That's a San Hollow Resort big hit. 27 holes golf week. Actually was completed in September. All right, stay at the Villas or check out a show at the new Rock Bowl Music Venue. Follow them on Instagram.
Jack Cook is the guy who made the catch on that play. Nice catch by Cook. And, of course, Esplin playing quarterback now with Garrett struggling tonight.
First and 10 for the Reds. And keeping himself up the middle. Another first down. Not quite. Gets down inside the red zone to about the 19-yard line. Needed the 18 for a first down.
Let's give you some Hearst Ace Hardware scores. Desert Hills 28-6 at the end of the third quarter. They lead Crimson Cliffs. It is Pineview 42, Hurricane 13 at the end of the third quarter. And Dixie has opened it up to a 49-0 lead now over Canyon View. And right here it's 55-7. There were no close games in Region 9 tonight.
Nope. It was one of those nights. Handoff up the middle, still moving down to the 10-yard line on a nice carry by Seth Brinkerhoff. Cedar may finally get the end zone once again. It'll be way too little and way too late in this one. 10.5 to go in the ball game.
Well, you got to figure Snow Cane's probably got a few JV kids in at this point as well.
Well, good for them. I hope they do get some opportunities. As you pointed out, not even the RPI matters about the number. Ball was fumbled, but I believe Cedar got back on the ball. They won't gain anything.
Yeah, it's Colby Meek is having a nightmare. He's had some dream nights this year, but it's a nightmare night tonight.
Yeah, amen on that one. Got thumped just as the ball got there.
When your best play is that you recovered your own fumble, that tells you what kind of night it's been.
Tells you the kind of night, doesn't it? It has really been an ugly night tonight for the Reds. And
what a play again.
Nowhere to go.
Great penetration. As soon as Meek got the ball, the defender was on him.
On the fly sweep. Ball, defender. Yep, you're right.
26 on the play that time, Mike.
Yep.
That is Doug Dillard.
Dillard, a senior. And he's a guy we haven't called a lot because he doesn't get a lot of playing time, but he's in there right now with an opportunity. Datch Trucking will be naming a player of the game. And, of course, they're the owners of Ernie's, too. All right, and the ball is short. And I don't know if the official would have called it, but had that ball been caught, I think it would have been a flag for offensive interference. That was a pretty huge shove off, but it doesn't matter because the ball was thrown away. Here's the play. Well, I thought it was going to be the play. There it is. Too late. Anyway, it is fourth down, and they've managed to lose 5 yards. So they can get a first down at around the 1 yard line. Rolling to the near side, stop, and the ball is started to go forward, being hit from behind, and even Tanner Esplin got up a little gingerly.
Yeah, he got lit up as he tried to make a cut. He couldn't decide if he was going to pass or run, and you'll see him, Mike, on the replay here on CEC TV. He rolls to the right side. He's like, should I run? Should I run? And then he said, I'm going to run. And then he's like, no, I'm going to pass. Oops.
Yeah.
And he got lit.
So the ball goes over to the Warriors with that clock just rolling. 8:14 to go in this football game.
And that was another big hit by San Hollow. San Hollow, big hit by Braxton Hickman. Who else?
Boy, I tell you, that guy, he's had a career night tonight. How many of the Warriors have? So the Warriors will take over. Right, and I don't see any changes in that back move. Okay, they go. I think this is the first time we've seen the pro set. I formation.
They ran it once earlier in the game, and they fumbled it.
Yep. And I think that's the refrigerator out of Chicago.
That's one of their defensive linemen, yeah.
Holy smokes.
That 50, yeah, big 57 on the carry,
That
Mike.
Lee?
Yeah, Lee's. No, that's McKeever.
McKeever.
And he ran it pretty well, Mike. And you
know,
don't see
did.
57 carrying the ball very often. They're stripping at the ball, but he stayed in it.
He's got 36 tackles coming into tonight's game, so he's a heck of a defensive
Now
player.
he's got about, 10 yards, about 8 yards rushing.
Yep, 8 yards of rushing. Second down and 2 yards to go. Bad snap. And picking it up, can he get holy smokes!
Oh,
How
ouch.
did he hang on to the football?
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm hurt. I got to sit down after that one.
They did bring a new quarterback into the game, and that is Braden Jones. And Braden Jones had the ball go off his hands, and then we'll watch right here, Mike. He just gets hammered.
Lit.
Ouch.
Absolutely. Yeah, the ball went through his hands, and he went back, and you think, okay, he's just going to jump on it. But he picked it up, and just as he turned to try to look downfield, he got leveled. Whoa. And I think doing the leveling was Charles Cook. Not much there. They need to get to the 25 for a first down. It's now 4th and very long. And is this the first punt?
First punt of the game for Snow Canyon.
Coming with 6 minutes to go in the game. 55-7 if you're joining us late. This game was over in the second quarter as Snow Canyon scored early, kept going. I guess it was 21-7, right? At the end of the half?
Yeah. At the end of the quarter.
At the end of the quarter. But then it went south or north, depending on whichever way Snow Canyon was moving. Got to get it punted away pretty quick on this one. And he gets a foot into it. It's a high kick. Not bad. All the way out to the 50-yard line. And he has an opportunity, but he's not going to get much on the return. He, of course, being Colby Meek. Meek's dangerous. That's probably the one kick tonight that he had any kind of a chance to do something with.
Let me go over some scores real quick on our Hearst States Hardware scoreboard. Score of interest from the 5A ranks. Provo right now pulling the upset on Salem Hill. Salem Hill's undefeated, but Provo's up 16-13 right now in that game. In Region 9, Dixie 49, Canyon View nothing. Pineview 42, Hurricane 13, and it is now 35-8. Desert Hills leading Crimson Cliffs. In Region 10, Park City 56-6 over Ben Lomond. Stansbury at the half, a 7-point lead over Mountain View. Cedar Valley leading Ogden 20-6. Green Canyon has a 10-point lead on Ridgeline, and Skyview all over Logan 35-7 in that one.
Interesting stuff there. Go with the play action, keeping it himself. Straight ahead goes Esplin. Esplin picked up about 2 yards, maybe 3. Give him 3. Second down and 7 yards to go. We have 4.5 minutes remaining. Once again, we'll be handing out some honors at the conclusion of the game, including our DATS Trucking Player of the Game. And DATS wants to remind you once again, Ernie's 2. Stop in, gas up the vehicles, grab some food. They have some great food there for you. A lot of good choices, and a timeout being called here. So I'll quit talking and we'll take a break. How about that?
All right.
4:09 to go in the game. It's all Warriors tonight. We're back in a minute.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Yeah, it should have been picked, Mike.
Yeah, the Snow Canyon is saying, hey, he actually got it. Not sure which player went up high, knocked it away, and they claim that they got it before it hit the ground. We didn't get a chance to see the replay, but the officials ruled it an incomplete pass.
Our monitor cut out on us, so we couldn't see the end of that one and what really happened, but it is ruled an incomplete pass, third down.
Third down, still about 8 yards to go. A little swing pass to the outside. Down that far side, still going. unless he stepped out of bounds back up along the way.
Speedster
Apparently
Colby Meek.
didn't. Yeah. Down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Trying to save a little face right now, and I don't blame him. It's 55-7 with 3:13 to go in the football game. 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
We expected some blowouts tonight. We did not expect this blowout, though.
Yeah, there are a couple of others we kind of anticipated, but you're right, not on this one.
Esplin keeps her along the left side, gets it down to about the 15-yard line.
Short of the first down.
You know, 2 weeks ago, Mike and I did Desert Hill Cedar. It was 56-55 double overtime. Last week, we did Dixie and Pineview. It was 27-26, so 2 one-point games in a row. So really,
this is makeup time.
Yeah,
huh?
we probably deserved a blowout after 2 great games in a row.
Wow. Final week of action, 1 week from tonight. Final regular season action. There's a lot of action.
Yeah, 5 weeks of playoffs.
Wow, isn't that unbelievable this year? And a bad snap goes to the turf. Hustling back, just getting on a big loss right there. You know, I read an article today talking about, and of course, some of the beat writers, well, you would think the season's about over. No, we're only almost halfway through. Then I realized what he was saying. Yeah, with 5 weeks of playoff, you spread the season out. We are only halfway through. But the regular season, here 1 more week, much of the other rest of the state, 2 more weeks. Next week, I think our games are Desert Hills at Pineview. And a little comeback pass on the near side.
Yeah, they tried that little tunnel screen, Mike, but it wasn't a great throw by Esplin, so the receiver had to come back for it and ended up only making a couple yards. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, $1:26 to go in the game.
By the way, baseball scores for you. Yankees now lead the Twins 10-4 in game 1 of that series. Braves won earlier 3-0 over the Cardinals. Dodgers still down right now by a score of 3-0 to the Nationals. And the Dodgers lead that series 1-0. And Houston won earlier today 6-2 over Tampa Bay. And I believe they're going to try a field goal, Mike. A long field goal.
They want, well, now's the time, I guess, to pull out stops and let's get some practice on some things here.
Is it Chamberlain? Is that his name, the kicker?
Yep. Taz Chamberlain. Looks long enough. And he got it.
Nice kick by Chamberlain with 46 seconds left in the game.
And we're going to hold it right here. Next week, by the way, Andy will be with Andy Thompson, I believe. Hurricane at Dixie. That's what I have, unless there's some changes made.
There might be.
And I am scheduled to be with Devin Dixon at Desert Hills at Pineview. And a game right here on 97.7 ESPN. So
now that could be a monster game if Desert Hills were to pull that off. Dixie beat Desert Hills, Pineview beat Dixie, and then Desert Hills would have beaten Pineview. We'd have a 3-way tie for first place in region. But that's a big if. That's going to be a tough game at Pineview.
Absolutely. All right, so our final regular season coming up next week. And again, stay with us in the post game. Boy, this game has gone so fast. When that clock continuously runs, the game just gets away from you. And we will take a break, and then we'll come back and wind it up, hand out some honors here, call it quits for the night, and a quick night of a game. Well, let's see. Snow Canyon was expected to win by a touchdown.
Yeah.
7.5 points.
Yeah, 8-point favorites.
Yep.
That didn't quite work out.
That didn't quite work
Well, they
out.
picked the right winner.
They did that, didn't they? All right, 47 seconds remaining in this one. It is now 55-10. And Cedar will kick off. Low bouncing kick, and they say, get on the football. They do, and they'll have it at the 34-yard line. 45 seconds remaining in the game. And I can see who the new guys are that will go ahead and get to maybe touch the football once. I'm pretty sure they're not going to send the main starting offensive squad out there.
Well, they could just take a knee, or if you bring your JV kids out, you go ahead and let them run a couple of running plays.
Let's see.
They have restarted the clock already, so really it's just one play.
Oh, that's right. They are.
And that is a JV squad out there. Look how little some of those guys are.
They are indeed, and they'll have time. Yep, they get in the victory formation. They say, okay, guys, here's what we practice. Remember, everybody look while the quarterback knees it down. He does, and that's it. And this night mercifully comes to an end for the Cedar Reds. Shocked tonight by Snow Canyon, 55-10. Andy, we could talk for another hour, and all we'd be able to say is, I don't know.
What happened? Yeah, what happened? Who knows?
So instead, let's take a 90-second break. We'll come back, hand out the honors, and kind of wind it up tonight here at Snow Canyon High School. So the Warriors get a much-needed victory. Snow Canyon will improve to 4-4 on the year. And Cedar
3-5 now.
3-5. There you have it. Back in 90 seconds with the post-game show.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for 75 years, he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
I welcome you back to Snow Canyon High School. What a night for the Warriors. They scored quick in this one and never took the foot off the accelerator as they hang 55 points on the Cedar Reds and only gave up 10 with the last three coming with seconds remaining in the ballgame, Andy.
Yeah, they had 48 in the first half as Cedar gave up a long interception return that led to a touchdown, a pick six, a scoop and score, fumble and score, and another fumble that led to a very short field for the Warriors. Plus, they had a couple of over-the-top passes. It was one of those deals, and I don't know that I want to be inside that huddle we're looking at right now out there on the field of the Cedar Redmond because what do you say? I mean, the coaches, I think they probably said it all at halftime, but yeah.
And they're already breaking up.
That was a short
I
talk.
got a feeling he just stood there and looked at the kids and kind of says, we'll talk about it later, guys.
Yeah, see you at
Put this
practice on
behind you.
Monday.
Yeah, that's about it. As far as the Warriors, obviously, I did want to mention one sponsor we hadn't mentioned to this point, and that's, a couple of them are injury timeouts. We really do appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine. These are folks who've been with us for many, many years here
And you
in the
know what,
area.
Mike? I cannot recall the game stopping for injury once. There was one guy, but he got himself
He
up
got
and
back
ran
to-
off the
you're right.
field. So that's unusual in football, but we appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine for supporting and providing the athletic trainers throughout the region. DeJuan Shakespeare talked to him
Yeah.
before the game here for Snow Canyon High School.
All right, very good. And Melissa Meredith. Is that right? Can't read it for Mendini.
Oh, Melissa Mendini, that's right.
All right, anyway, our post-game show is brought to you once again by the good folks, Johnson Pediatrics, Dr. Cody Johnson and staff. They go all out to make it as good as possible, a good situation for these young kids coming in, and they need some help. So pediatrics are great here. And find out more. Give them a call at Johnson Pediatrics. Well, we're not going to show the highlights because there was very few actually in the second half, scoring-wise and things. But there was a lot of scoring, 55 points tonight by Snow Canyon. And I don't have the stat. I'm kind of curious to see some of the stats. I mean, there's a couple. I know one that's in my mind right now who I think is a huge part of. I'm going to throw the name out, and let's see if the stats bear us up here tonight. And that name is number 6. Cole Warner. I thought he had a whale of a game. Maybe he didn't have quite the stats I thought he did.
Cole Warner had 2 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. He also had a pick 6. And Cole Warner, let's see, tackles. He had just 2 tackles.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would say that's definitely a worthy candidate and probably your winner of your Dad's Trucking Player of the Game.
We appreciate Dad's Trucking. They do a great job. Ernie's too. Check them out. Remember to stop in and take care of the vehicle.
Well, let's give Braxton Hickman an honorable mention.
Amen
because
on that
he had
one.
8 total tackles, including a sack, 2 tackles for loss, and was generally bringing the snot bubbles, as Coach Croshaw used to say. Anytime there was a big hit, he had a bunch of them.
I hadn't heard that one for a while, but you're absolutely right. All right, and yeah, I think it's a great idea. Maybe even throw a co-winner in that one because I thought Braxton had a great game tonight. He was all over the field, and when you only give up 10 points in the game while your offense racks up 55, you've done your job.
In fact, Cedar only had 171 yards of offense, and that included that kind of garbage drive at the end.
Yep.
Incredible performance. That's, Mike, get this, 57 offensive plays by Cedar, 171 yards. That's less than 3 yards per play for the Cedar Reds. That's great defense right there for Snow Canyon.
Good point. Excellent there.
Meanwhile, Snow Canyon gained 317 on 32 plays. That's almost exactly just under 10 yards per play offensively for the Warriors.
Wow.
And, Snow Canyon, well, I mean, this game was over so quickly. It really, halfway through the second quarter, was over.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, well, let's take a look. We have one more honor to hand out, the Playmaker Play of the game. And we certainly appreciate Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Great folks, and they can handle all your needs when it comes to appliances. They feature GE. They will take care of you. Check it out. When you're ready to purchase appliances, talk to the guys there at AW, Appliance Wholesalers Plus, AWP. Your thoughts on, I don't know, you got a...
there was a lot of good ones for Snow Canyon. I mean, if you look at the way they scored twice on defense, one on a scoop and score, one on a pick 6. Another one was a long pick return. They were able to tackle him down before he got in the end zone, but a long interception return by Austin Anderson. I think any of those 3 plays were big difference makers in this game. I thought the over-the-top 60-something yard, I think it was 61-yard pass from Fry to Warner was pretty darn good as well. Mike, I kind of leaning toward the Austin Anderson interception because just a moment earlier they had burned him on a little out pattern, and I had made the statement, well, you've got to throw that ball hard if you're going to throw that ball. The next one, Anderson was waiting for it. He undercut the route and ran it back about 50 or 60 yards, setting up a touchdown for Snow Canyon. So the pick by Austin Anderson or the pick 6 by Cole Warner, your choice.
Let's go with Austin Anderson. And I like the fact that we're looking at the picks because obviously he was a defensive gem tonight for the Snow Canyon Warriors, and I'm going to give an honorable mention. Didn't score a touchdown, but that layout catch down at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Jace
That's
Mendenhall.
got to get a little comment there from Jace. Yeah,
Jace Mendenhall. So great job again. Final glance at the stats. Total offense 317 to 171. Turnovers the big story, as 4 of them for Cedar. Snow Canyon actually ends up with 2 because they had that one fumble late.
Right.
And then Snow Canyon just to average 10 yards of play. You average 10 yards of play in a football game, you're going to win a whole bunch of football games.
And they did tonight. All right, that's going to wind it up tonight. We certainly appreciate, again, all of our sponsors. Guys in the truck, excellent job. We certainly appreciate. Nice to work with CEC TV and get the help that we do, and we hope we help them as well. So, well, 4 wide open, lopsided games tonight in Region 9. That's it for us at Snow Canyon High School. On behalf of Andy Griffin, Mike McGarry saying good night from Snow Canyon.